Hello?
Everybody write all in caps. Good morning.
You interrupted the song.
I did?
Yeah, you interrupted the song.
That's hilarious. Well,
Yeah.
Just Jay is okay.
God, should I go play it again?
Yeah, go play it again. Oh, wait.
Hang on, let me play it again. I want to have our song. Let's see.
I want to hear the part where I'm awesome.
Oh, wait, hang on. Here we go.
Hey, hey, hey! Rosalind is awesome! Rosalind is awesome! Hey, hey, hey! Sarcasm is awesome! Sarcasm is awesome! Rogue Mama is awesome! Rogue Mama is awesome! Ketchup is awesome! Ketchup is awesome! Hey, hey, hey! Just Jay is okay! Jay is just okay!
Start the show already. Sheesh.
Jeez, let's try this again.
What's up, everybody?
You sound terrible.
I know. I do sound terrible. I'm very congested this morning.
Oh, that's terrible, terrible. Hi, Patty Cake.
And I'm in the middle of a snow globe. We're having a snowstorm.
Oh, a snowstorm. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I could send you a short video of what my backyard looks like, but it looks like literally a snow globe.
Oh, well, that's kind of nice, actually.
It's pretty. It's pretty. I'll take a quick video when I jump off here and I'll send it to you on X.
Yeah, send it over on X.
I just
haven't-
wanted to say hello to everybody and good morning. And I wanted to know why the hell you wait for Ketchup when you never want to wait for me.
Well, I didn't wait for her any longer. I got bored. I think she got lost. And she said she had to go throw her laundry in the dryer. And she said, I'll be there in 2 minutes. And then 7 minutes later, I said, oh, wait. I said, well, go live. Hi, Ketchup.
So in fairness, good morning, Ketchup. In fairness, I didn't think you were live when I came back here to annoy you.
No, you're cool. No worries there. Hey, I got a video.
And she did it all on her own. I didn't even give her a heads up, which I would normally do.
Hey, I got a
I
video.
told everybody, Ketchup, I think you get preferential treatment because
Why?
you're much nicer to Just J Hip than I am. So I just put it out there.
I know, and I get shit for that, Jay. Just so you know.
But you can't get a mute button. Maybe that's why he treats
I
you
know.
nicer.
I told him his days are numbered. If I don't get access to the mute button, I'm quitting.
Listen, in fairness, somebody would have to give up their spot, and Roz, Rogue, and I are not giving up our mute buttons. And it's already $1,000 a year for StreamYard.
Yeah.
You know,
over here.
it's very expensive.
Hey, you know what?
I'm only on here
I have
5
this
times a week, so.
Hey, I have this wonderful video from Something to Bark About.
Oh, I love her videos. Can we play it?
Yeah, I was going to play it right now.
This one's funny. I did my video with the cactus because she did. I said I'm going to do the same thing when I get mine, and I did. I did the same video.
Saturn has that cactus. It's hilarious.
This is pretty good. Let's go ahead and play it.
This is her dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And to set this up, the dogs are barking at the cactus, which is then repeating the barks to the dogs.
Right. Right.
Oh, they look like Chucky.
They do look like Chucky.
Oh, so
Except
cute.
cuter.
Yeah. Our old neighbor used to have one like the one that's a little bit darker colored, look just like that, named Coco. He's amazing. He's very
My
sweet.
dogs would have. I said to something to Bark about. I said my dogs would have such a good time if I brought them over and played with all
Oh
the
my God.
chihuahuas. My God, it would
Totally.
be heaven.
Remember all the puppy
Okay.
pictures I sent you? Those were Coco's puppies that we were taking care of that time.
Aw. They wouldn't even go near the cactus.
Well, that was
I
wonderful.
was shocked.
Thank
I
you
was
so much,
shocked.
Mark, about-
They just
thank-
barked about. Is this your show, Jay, or because you keep trying to talk in between me? It's really
Jay?
annoying.
Who's
I was
Jay?
do- I was doing the opening bit, where we talk a little bit for a few minutes about the terrible show last night that the Fleabags did.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Well, what they did was they yelled at Stacy, Nat, and Flutter.
Chucky's
Again.
mad at me now.
Aw.
I want my mute
I'm
button.
sorry,
I
Chucky.
1,000, says Faves.
Oh wow.
What,
I mean,
that's
I don't
almost-
know how much it is to upgrade, but $1,000. It's like 900. It's like 900 a year for StreamYard. I mean, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'll-
I got
I'll-
mine.
That's
I got
crazy.
mine for this year at half price because they do a half price at the end of the year. So if anybody's thinking about it, wait till they go on sale.
Or check Groupon. Maybe there's something on Groupon, Jay.
Yeah,
Oh, Ketchup's gonna be scouring the internet
I
for a
am.
coupon.
I'm going to be doing it right now. I'm looking for my phone.
I'm gonna have to check and see with work if I get some sort of discount on YouTube. Maybe the union has put something together.
Well, it's tax
Um,
deductible, isn't it?
I don't know. I gotta tell you,
We'll find
Better
out.
talk to
This
the-
is the first year
talk-
he'll
Your
be
protector. Sorry.
now
he'll
you
be-
know. Oh,
We're all
This-
trying to say the same.
Well, no.
I started. I took on a new job at work, right? And I don't deal with trains much anymore. And
Thank God.
yeah,
That was a
last
smart move by the train company, by the MTA.
Yeah,
Last-
you know that he's gotten awards since then?
oh yeah,
I don't believe it.
I've gotten 2 awards.
No kidding.
Big Dummy
sir.
Awards.
No,
No.
and
Because
last
he's
night,
certainly not getting any awards on YouTube.
last night I had.
I am
because-
award winning, by the way. Did you know?
Yeah, I'm telling my story. Last night,
Do I have to mute you so I can continue talking? Why do you think that this is like okay for you to speak in between me? All right, go ahead,
Last-
Jay.
Jay,
last
you know she does
we
this.
were shorthanded. So just J-Hip had to run the Houston Yard. And it was hard work because what you may or may not know is Houston has a huge football game today. And yeah, let's just say there's a lot of jobs that were not filled. A lot of empty trains that were sitting around because nobody was going to work in Houston because, well, they're going to watch their football game. So no, every single train was just, just not running. It's not good.
You don't have anything to do with the trains in any other states, do you?
Well, normally I don't do anything with trains anymore. But
I know,
no.
but did you have any? Like, what states did you have any involvement with? Because I'm almost scared to ride a train.
I always did Chicago Metro. And then I left Metro to go do my new job. And now
I hate the way you say job. I hate the way you say it.
job.
I hate it.
job.
And
Job.
now I normally don't do anything, but last night I had to work my tail off. I worked so hard. I didn't
Oh
take
my
a
God. I have the smallest violin right now in my hand.
Is that why it took you
playing.
so long to text me back last night?
I was working so freaking hard. Like the first hour was okay. And then the next 7 hours was like, I've never worked harder in my life. I mean, seriously, it wasn't even worth the money. They should have paid me double time for that. It was terrible, I tell you, terrible. But anyways, it is what it is.
Jay has to actually work for his paycheck and we should all feel sorry for him?
Yeah, I had to
No.
work. Hi, Rick, friend. How are you? And thank you for the 2. It says, please ring the bell, star.
I'm not near the bell. Sorry, I'm not in my office.
There you go.
I'm just playing with the pups. I'm so sorry, Rick. At least we know there's probably one person in here who's annoyed at the bell. Why don't you also do the harmonica just in case?
Yeah.
I actually don't mind the harmonica as much.
I love the harmonica.
Yeah.
I really do. I have to tell you, I'm enjoying it more than the bell myself. But now I have this great shirt that says more cowbell, and so I'm conflicted. It's an amazing shirt that Rogue Mama sent to me. I love it.
It's cute. I saw her. She had it on one day when you guys were on Roz's channel.
We're twinsies.
Aww.
More cowbell.
That's so cool.
The toilets have never been shinier. JS.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 2, Faves. Thank you for the 2.
And I just want to answer one more thing though. Somebody said in the chat, why don't you use OBS? One, it took Jay long enough to get the yard stream thing up and running. But what does OBS have? Is it unlimited co-hosts? Like, what does OBS have that StreamYard does not?
Shizzy would be the one to ask. He or Megan. I think both her and Shizzy use it.
Because Megan uses both. She uses OBS and StreamYard. Now, that to me, even I'm like, that sounds too complicated for a live stream.
I don't want to take my stream down for 3 weeks while I figure it out.
Right. Right. And it would definitely take you more than 3 weeks, by the way.
Thank you, B&M Bear, new member. Thank you.
Welcome to the Clown Loser Club. Here we are. You know what? You might get some viewers back if you let them know that we're gonna lessen the cowbell and increase the harmonica.
Yeah, and Happy's been a member for 5 months. Thank you.
We also are thinking of other musical instruments that we could introduce, by the way.
Yeah. Saturn has a xylophone.
Thank you, Happy member for 5 months. No, we watched the show last night. It was another hate stream of, the thing is, they used to not like Jeremy Hales, but apparently he's cool now. But this
by the way, can I just pop in here for 1 second? Because we didn't give something to Bach about enough praise here. You got to go over there. You got to check out the Chihuahuas. Okay. So if somebody could drop the link in the chat, that would be amazing. Let's get her some more people. One day, I think me and something to bark about. We're going to collab. We're going to talk dogs. I think she could teach me a thing or two because she's got like 1 million. And she boards dogs, so maybe she could teach me a thing or two about training these beasts, because really they're like Satan. Okay. They're like Satan's children when they all get together and they start destroying things. It's a little scary. So I'm just saying, give her some more subscribers.
Is a good girl.
Thank you, Dino Mom, for the 10 memberships. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If you get one of those from Dino Mom, thank her. She works hard for money. Remember, we're a few clown losers over here, but we do our best. We do the best we can for what we have to work with.
Jay, have you been practicing the happy birthday song?
No, not yet. I haven't been telling you.
He doesn't want to give up singing. Come on.
Yeah, but he could do the harmonica and maybe, if somebody doesn't want the song sung, he could do it the other day.
He did it like a note before his me.
Thank you once again, Dino Mom. We do appreciate that. Thank you. Do hit that like.
Thank you so much.
We are moving on today to Daryl Brooks. We're going to continue on with day 5. Okay.
And this is where I dropped from the stream.
Nope.
You guys have a great time. Enjoy.
Thank
Miss
you.
me.
Star.
Bye,
Thank
Star. I will.
Bye.
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 You hang up. You
No, you
hang up.
hang up.
You hang.
You hang up.
You
No,
hang up.
you
first.
hang up.
You hang up first.
Yeah. Let's just stay on the phone.
I gave you one mute before I left.
I
Nice
love you. Bye.
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 I don't know how to exit.
I do this to Saturn every day when she gets out of the car at school.
I have this new end button on my phone, which I'm scared to hit because I don't think that's the right button.
I'll just remove you.
Yes, go remove me, Jay. Remove me. It's safer that way.
Okay, I'm gonna
Bye,
do that.
guys. Have a
Bye.
great
Bye.
Sunday.
Catch
Wait,
you later.
wait. The banana
What?
is up for sale again tonight on the auction, 9 o'clock at Whatnot. And George is keeping track because my banana is on the way to beating Shizzy's helmet, possibly
See?
on its own.
We
Oh.
gotta keep the
If we
streak
keep
going.
the streak going. Yes, Ketchup. Jinx again. For the 8 millionth time in
I
the last 2
know.
days. Jinx.
I know.
So I just wanted to say that. Love you all. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.
See
Peace
ya.
out.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Star. We'll remove Star there, and well, I can't actually. I can't get her off the stage. I got her. Well,
Oh, I don't see her anymore. Oh, now you're muted. Okay. Good start. Good start. Jay muted himself.
no, she muted me and just moved on. Yeah, I can't remove her completely from the things. All right, Star, enough. I have a show to do here today. Here. Now we did watch the wonderful show last night, Ketchup. You watched it as well. And then did you watch Lips's new show?
No, you told me don't bother because it was garbage, so I didn't.
Well, Lips gave us a lot of relationship advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doritos seemed heavily engaged in this whole deal. Really?
Yeah, she seems like a wealth of knowledge when it comes to relationship advice, I tell
She
you.
kept asking Doritos the same question, and his answer was never good enough. So she kept asking him again, and it was so terrible. I mean, I've never been that bored of Lips in my life. I was like, really? Are you gonna do something? Anything?
Did it make you feel awkward, but you weren't even really there?
It did. It did. I felt so awkward actually
Wow.
for Doritos. I was like, oh no. So
There was a moment. Oh, sorry.
I will tell you this much. You can go watch if you want, but trust me, if you want to be bored out of your mind, all right, if you want to watch the most terrible stream you could ever see, well, give it a like, give it a follow, give it a sub, but at your own risk, at your own risk.
There was a little moment, a couple moments like that last night on Fleabag, too, when Fleabag started playing Stacy's soundbite from when she was upset the other night and telling her, shut the hell up, Lisa Lee. I was like, wow. Lines in the sand have been officially drawn.
Yeah. Dave says, I won't watch those dummies. Well, don't worry. I watch so you don't have to. And Rick Friend says, gang. I tell you, yesterday was a good stream. We had nearly 600 people in our live stream yesterday. Thank you so much for all you fine folks. We really do appreciate it. Jay, why did you let me oversleep? Mel, I thought you needed it. I thought you just needed a little extra rest.
It could be worse, Mel. He could have your phone number and he could call and wake you up at 6 a.m.
I didn't call wake you up.
No, not today, but I'm just joking. But, Jay's on a different schedule, which is he's awake because he's been up working all night. So Time doesn't mean the same thing to him.
That was the hardest I've worked in a long time. I mean, in months.
So what did you do on this new job?
Well, no, I had
Well,
to
last night, I mean.
I actually had to run the Houston yard, and I was running manpower for them, and it was
So you have to
not.
like staff the trains or something?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
and it was not going well for me. I don't work that very often. It was like my second time in the last 8 years that I've ever done that. And it was not good. And then when the lady came in to relieve me this morning, she's like, so not good? And I go, no, not good. And she's like, well, the Houston game is today. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. She goes, yeah, that's why it's so terrible. Nobody's going to work today. I was like, oh, that sucks. I was like, now I wonder why. Now I know why I was having such a terrible time. Because normally I thought I was being bad, but at the job, but I was like, no, and I normally don't do this stuff. So yeah, it was a thing. Hi, Marcy Collins. How are you? And Dirk, how are you? Hello. I won't say too much. Well, you can say all that you want. Now, here we have Bone Steel here. This is Bone Steel. Okay. He's up here. He's on the stand. This is where we left off with. Let me increase our speed here, our playback speed on our wonderful trial here, 175 or 150, and let's see where this goes.
You mean when you went up and saw her?
Yes.
You felt she was either dead or close to death?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions for you.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
I do.
Of course he does.
Oh no. I can't hear it. I'm gonna come right back.
Oh, there we go with Ketchup.
I apologize. I just needed a quick second.
Woo! Yep, tough times.
At some point in your
Yeah, poor
testimony,
Daryl.
you stated that you heard,
I know.
or rather, you saw brake lights. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, I did.
To the best of your knowledge, what would be the only time you would see brake lights on a vehicle?
The point right before Jane fell off the hood.
I think you misunderstood my question. If you were driving the vehicle, would it be fair to say that the only time anyone would see brake lights would be if you hit the brake?
If the driver hit the brakes, the brake lights would go on the vehicle.
So it would be fair to say that the only way that you would see brake lights would be if the driver of the vehicle hit the brakes.
That would be correct.
You did state in your testimony that you did not get a look at the driver. Would that be fair to say?
That was never part of my testimony. Nobody had asked me that question. Are you asking me that question if I had seen the driver?
I do recall you.
Yeah, we're playing the shot game, Rick Friend. You'll be done by 9:30. Thank you for the two, friend. Play at your own risk. I'll say that much. Play at your own risk. Okay.
Saying that you did not see the driver, so I guess that's
In my testimony?
yes.
Oh,
Hold on. He's going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask that you answer that, okay?
okay.
So go ahead, ask your
Did
question.
you at any time see the driver of the vehicle?
No.
You did testify to when you were describing what you saw, you referred to the driver as he. Any reason why you would refer to the driver as he if you did not see the driver of the vehicle?
That would be like the proverbial we.
Well, there's males, there's females.
There are singles and there are togethers. I mean, when you say we, it's the proverbial we.
So
Collectively, he would be along those lines as well.
is it fair to say that you could have just answered as we instead of he?
Objection.
Grounds?
Argumentative.
Sustained. Next question, sir.
Out of grounds on that?
It's argumentative. Rephrase your question.
Yeah, be less of a dick.
Any reason why you would answer that question as he?
Objection. Irrelevant. Argumentative.
Grounds.
Asked and answered. Sustained.
Were you able to get a license plate of the vehicle?
No, I was not. I was focused, like I had said, on the body on the ground.
Once again, we got the license plate. Well, back to the license plate.
Have you ever been there, Jay?
Yeah. So now apparently they're all at the DMV at the license place. Daryl. Oh, such an idiot.
So I did not get the license plate.
After the vehicle had passed the vehicle that you were in, did you see the vehicle strike anyone after that point?
I did not see the vehicle strike anyone after the vehicle had passed me, other than driving over, like I had stated.
Not to
The body
mention,
that they had
Daryl, I'm
already
pretty
struck.
sure you're the only red SUV that
Did you
drove
observe
through the
vehicle strike
parade.
anyone while it was approaching your position?
Clarify your question, please.
Did you observe the vehicle strike anyone while it was approaching your position?
Yes, I saw it hit Jane
While it was approaching you,
while it was coming
or
up.
your vehicle rather?
Yes.
Made that very clear.
Did you observe the vehicle strike anyone else in that moment?
No, just Jane.
And you said you went into a building called the Nice Ash after that moment?
That is correct.
Do you recall about how long you were in the Nice Ash?
Hour and a half, maybe. I would pop in and out because I was trying to wrap up the float and get us out of there. And then once I was told that I cannot touch my vehicle nor the float anymore because the area was deemed a crime scene, we went back in and made a plan on how we were going to get all of us home, and then proceeded to leave. But businesses, I believe, were locked down, so no one could get in or out. They were locking their doors every time I went out. They would ask me, knock on the door, because we're locking it.
Do you recall about what time it was at that moment?
No. These are thoughts that you don't think about when you've been through something like this. I didn't sit there and note down times. I'm not trained in this.
Do you recall if it was still daytime or nighttime?
Well, the parade started around 4:30, so it was cloudy, so it was dusk. I mean, city lights were on. Emergency vehicles, when they were pulling up, you saw the sirens, on the streets. You saw it was dusk. It was getting.
Would it be fair to say from the Exhibit 46 video that you were shown that it was pretty clear?
Again, wasn't focusing on the sky.
Agree. The video that you saw was clear. That was the question.
The video, the clarity of the video, or the skies? Please clarify.
That it was pretty much still daytime. You can see everything pretty clear. Everything was.
You can see, yes, it was clear. It was dusk. Lights were coming on. If the city lights, street lights were coming on.
Killing it, Daryl.
Would it be fair to say you can recall lights coming on, but not the driver of the vehicle?
That's asked and answered, Your Honor.
Objection. Grounds.
Overruled. He may answer.
I can remember lights coming on because they are stationary. The vehicle was traveling past me at a rate of speed with a woman that I thought was my wife on the vehicle. Was not really paying attention to who was driving the vehicle. Again.
So would it be fair to say you were paying attention to the lights?
No.
No.
So what would lead you to believe that they were in fact coming on at that time?
Objection. Argumentative. Asked and answered.
The video that
Hold on. There's an objection. I did rule on it first. That's okay. The objection is sustained. Next question, sir.
Yeah,
Do you
check.
recall the duration of time that you saw the brake lights?
No, I do not.
But you did in fact see brake lights.
Correct.
No further questions.
Any redirect?
Yes, briefly. Sir, after you saw brake lights, did you see the SUV or the red vehicle that you described ever come to a complete stop?
No.
Did you
There's been an objection. It's overruled. His answer may stand.
at any time see the driver of the vehicle pull over, stop, and get out to investigate what he or she had just struck?
Objection.
Overruled.
No.
Did you ever see the vehicle come to a complete stop at any time?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
That's all.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Sorry, C-Mac. This is terrible. C-Mac
Statement calls
thinks
next witness.
her dog after
We
me.
call Heather Rashadi.
Good morning, Shelley.
Matt Harris. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Harris, thank you for making your way up to the. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. First thing I will have you do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Matthew Harris, Matthew Harris.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, I'm going to draw your attention to November 21st, 2021. Were you at the Watch the Christmas Parade on that date?
I was.
And were you a spectator? Were you a participant?
Spectator.
Who were you with?
There was a large group of friends and some family in that group.
So did you bring your family?
I brought my 2 daughters.
Okay. And was your wife there?
My wife was not there.
Okay. And how about just generally, approximately how many people were with your group?
I think our group had about 19 or 20 between kids and adults.
And where were you sitting or standing to view the parade?
We were right on the corner of Main Street and Clinton, right in front of the Steaming Cup.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 51.
My
It's displayed
doppelganger.
in front of you on your screen. If you can just let me know when it's displayed in front of you.
Yes,
Does that accurately depict the corner that you were at to watch the Christmas parade?
it does.
I would ask the court to admit it into evidence and to publish it to the jury.
Which one is this particular exhibit?
Overruled. Exhibit, I'm sorry, can I have the number again? Is it 51? Exhibit 51 is receipt. Permission to publish is granted.
Good morning, Renee.
Sir, the screen in front of you is a touch screen. So can you kind of put maybe a circle around the area that the 19 people that you were with kind of encompassed?
Across this whole corner.
Okay. And were you standing, sitting?
Standing.
Was everyone standing?
Everyone was standing.
And there's a curb. Were you guys up on the curb and the bump out, or were any of the people that were watching with your group in the street?
Most of the children were sort of in the front area on the curb and out into the street, and most of the adults had sort of huddled behind.
Okay. I'm assuming that the purpose is candy handed out so the kids got it first.
Sure.
Okay. And where were you, if you look at that circle, were you, as we're looking at the diagram, towards the right of that circle, which would be east, or were you to the left of the circle, which would be west?
And I'm drawing this a lot, probably right here in the back, towards right in the middle.
And how about your kids?
Right here in the front.
And were there other people as you were standing looking at the street? Which way is the parade coming? Is it coming from, as you're looking at the street, you were left?
Thank you, Volstorm. Thank you, member, for 3 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Volstorm. Appreciate that. Much love.
Down to your right? If you
Right,
draw an arrow.
right, yeah, sure.
Thanks. And what, approximately what time did you get there? Do you know?
We had, most of us had just come from the soccer game in Brookfield, so I think we got there probably right before it started, 3:45, 3:50. I believe it started at 4.
So again, there were there a lot of people in to the right and to the left of you, spectators?
It was pretty packed,
Okay.
correct.
Thank you. At some point, we can take this exhibit down.
No all caps.
At some point, did you hear
No
something?
all caps.
I did.
Do you know where in the parade route, like what floats had just gone through or what floats were in front of you? Did you?
Yeah, I didn't recall at the time what float was about to come in front of us, but I do know that the dancing grannies had just passed us.
Okay.
And that's when I heard the commotion, an audible gasp. There was a large vehicle kind of blocking our view of what was coming, kind of obscured anything. And then that's when I saw a red SUV from the north side come around in front of that vehicle. It headed straight for that corner where our children were, so it was kind of coming dead on at us. And then at the last second, kind of clipped that corner and then veered off, and I saw it continue on into the dancing grannies group.
So as you were looking to your left, which would be, and I'm horrible at directions, it would be to the east. As you were looking there, you said you heard a gasp?
Yeah, like an audible gasp, commotion, just in eerie sound of not parade sounds, just a loud, like, draws your attention to something is going on, but we couldn't see because, again, there was a large vehicle right there.
And I'm assuming the large vehicle that you're describing was part of the parade?
Correct.
Approximately how far to your left, as you're looking at the parade, was the vehicle when you first saw it, the red SUV that you described?
Hold on, there's been an objection. I was mid-question, so if you could just re-ask it, I didn't hear all.
Approximately how far from your position was the red SUV when you first saw it?
It would have been.
Oh.
There's been no objection to that, so you may answer.
It would have been on, I believe that's the south side of the street, so maybe 30 feet.
So you first saw it approximately 30 feet to your left, and it would have been on the opposite side of the road than where from where you were seated?
Yeah, just on the other side of the large vehicle that's that was there.
So on the driver's side or the passenger
Driver's
side?
side.
Thank you. So the vehicle comes on the driver's side of that car that was in the parade. What do you see next?
I saw it come along the side of it, and then once it cleared that vehicle, it made it which would have been a right-hand turn right towards our corner. I remember having a split second of what is going on, and then I remember screaming, "Get back," because all of our children were right there. It came through, it veered off, and my immediate thought was he hit something in the front there and then continued off. I would say the parents, mostly the dads, kind of ran up there and kind of check on the children, and I recall at that moment, after a second pause, looking down the road to see where it was going. My immediate thought was to kind of run after it, and then I realized I had an injured child and a 3-year-old as well that was there. I distinctly remember seeing 2 victims laying in the street, and then I looked up the other way where it had come, and I saw a woman with plaid pajamas lying in the street up the road, and that's when I grabbed my daughter and grabbed her to pull her back.
So you said that you looked to your right and you saw 2 other people in the roadway. Were they from your group or were they from a different group?
This was after probably 3 to 4 seconds in duration. It was advanced up into the Dancing Grannies group that had just passed us.
Could you tell the path of travel as you said it was heading towards your corner and then it veered away? Do you recall? Can you describe
Right,
it?
yeah, it came veered away and then headed right back, continued down Main Street, seemingly right down the middle of the road.
And did you see it impact the grannies, or
I
did
did
you
not.
just see bodies after
I
the
just
car
saw
went through
the
them?
victims on the ground.
Try to wait until she's fully asked the question. I know it can be a little nerve-wracking, just so that the record is clear.
You bet.
Thank you so much.
Sir, how old are the children, your children that were at the parade?
Overruled.
My children at the time was 7, and my youngest was 3.
And they were, you indicated if I can have exhibit 51 back up? Again, if you can put an X approximately where you were standing.
I believe I was standing sort of right back there a little bit on the sidewalk.
Okay. And your 7-year-old was approximately where? And your 3-year-old?
She had just come back by me a few minutes prior, so she was back by me.
She was up on the curb.
Correct.
And the path of travel as the vehicle came towards you, can you put an arrow approximately where you think it was veering from and where it was going towards?
Overruled.
I believe it was coming right at us and then quickly went that way.
Thank you. Were you able to estimate how fast the car was going?
Faster than normal speed limit on that road, I would say 25 to 30 miles per hour.
Did you hear a horn honking prior to it coming up on your group?
I did not.
Did the vehicle stop? Strike that. Were any people that were with your group injured?
Yes.
Who was injured?
My daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, had her foot ran over, her left foot, broke 4 toes, and also her tibia and fibula in her leg. And then there was another friend of ours, younger daughter, who was next to her. I believe she got sideswiped from the vehicle with some face damage. Sorry.
And what was that girl's last name?
Knapp.
Knapp.
Correct.
And your 7-year-old, what is her name?
Brinley.
Brinley?
Correct.
Did you said that there was something with her tibia and
Fibula. Correct.
fibula. Were they broken
They were
or?
broken. Yes, sorry. They were
Okay,
broken.
sorry.
Now you remember back in his interrogation, he didn't seem to care too much about the kids he ran over. No, he didn't care. He acted like he cared for a little bit, but then he always circled back to, I can't believe my life. This is how my life is gonna end. Oh, look at me. Woe is me. Oh, not an ounce of care in the world, really. No, it was all about Daryl.
Yeah,
What a POS.
right? This was crazy. Like, all these kids, and I mean, adults too, but I don't know. I think that's why I just couldn't watch anything, and, like, it really bugged me like it did too, because Saturn's accident was only 6 months before that. So,
Well, what's interesting is a lot of these kids during the at the end of the trial, when the people get to give their, what do you call that? Their testimony, not testimony, really. It's
victim impact statement.
victim impact statements. A lot of the kids actually stepped up to the plate, and they mentioned how they felt about it. So we'll get to that. That's not going to be like a fun watch, but it's an important one. We will watch it, and there are some funny parts to it because some of these people, they did, tell a few funny stories about their loved ones. But yeah, it's not going to be a fun stream, but we'll still do it.
What
Did
you do?
Daryl behave during that?
At that moment?
Right after the car.
No, not really.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, not really.
Such a POS.
So we leaped up. My daughter was crying. Many of the children were crying. We were trying to triage through and just seeing who was injured and because it came that close. And again, I had looked down, kind of just assessed the situation a little bit. I had grabbed my daughter, had set her back on the curb a little bit. Grabbed my oldest daughter, sorry, with the injuries. I grabbed my 3-year-old and set them there as well.
Not this
and
one.
At
no.
some point, a few moments later, got them. The other parents were lining up the children on the side of Clinton Street, on the side of the steaming cup, over in this area. So we eventually moved the kids back there.
Did you take Ridley that evening for medical care?
I did not.
Okay. How did you know that she had broken toes?
So there's a couple of variables that came into play there. We did not know at the moment. I knew that she had a foot injury, and I did the typical dad thing, and I downplayed the initial injury. I carried her to the car. At the time of walking to the car, as a leader at Pro Healthcare where I work, I got an alert that the hospital was on lockdown. So my initial thought was to take her up to the hospital myself. Her acuity versus other victims laying in the road didn't warrant her waiting for an ambulance, and I could take her. At that time, when I got the lockdown notice on my phone, I decided to call my wife, who is a nurse practitioner in urgent care at the time. And I said, you're going to want to check this out. She was almost done with her shift anyways. We lived 15 minutes from the house, so we kind of convened there. She looked at it and decided to take her in.
Good morning,
So
Melissa.
what foot was run over?
Her left foot.
When she, after the car drove over her foot, did she still have her shoe on?
She had, no, both shoes had come off somehow, but we lost one eventually, and then the other one, we found one.
Were you able to look at specifically the left shoe after the car went past?
I was.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did see the shoe later on. I think it was the next morning when we kind of had a chance to collect ourselves, and I recall seeing a tread mark across her shoes.
That be consistent with a tire mark?
It would be.
So the right shoe was unable to be located that night, correct?
Correct.
And the left shoe you did find, and that's what you took home with you.
Correct.
Now you said that at the time you didn't feel that your daughter should be taken by ambulance because of what you were seeing. Can you describe to the jury what you were seeing?
Just mass chaos. Nothing like I'm a combat veteran. I've been around mass hysteria most of my career, and I had never seen anything like this in such a safe environment where it was just hysteria, screams, sirens everywhere, just and unknowing, are there other vehicles coming down? Like what is actually going on here? So it was just an odd, eerie feeling for a very long period there.
And you had indicated you had seen a woman with plaid pants.
It seemed like pajama pants.
Okay, to the left of you.
Correct.
And did you see her being treated?
I saw many individuals standing around her. I know that one of the parents in our group is a physician. I believe she went on to render aid somewhere. I don't know if it was her or not, but I remember seeing a large presence around that woman.
And then did you see any bodies to the right of your position?
Yes, that's where I saw two within, which would have been part of the dancing granny group. I don't know if they were the grannies or not at the time. I just knew that there were two people laying on the ground.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 15. And I'm just going to have it viewed in front of you initially. Do you recognize generally this map?
I do.
And do you see the position that you and your family were on November 21st of last year?
I do.
And do you see your daughter's name in a box that's above the word steaming cup?
I do.
And it's connected to a star that's orange in color?
Correct.
Is that the approximate location of where you and your family were when your daughter was run over?
That is.
May I publish it to the jury as previously been admitted?
You may.
Again, showing the jury State's Exhibit 15, if you can circle the orange star that's associated with where your daughter was struck. Thank you. And the approximate location that you observed the woman to your left?
Overruled. You may answer.
Well, that is correct, Chucky. This is the legal process, and this is what we go through. This is how we define guilt and innocence. We have a trial, all right, and this is his right. He defended himself, and I will say this: I don't think his lawyer was all that good.
Right?
He did his own thing, I guess.
And to your right. Next, I want to show you what has been.
Before you move on, I just want the record to reflect, because it wasn't screen captured, that the stars that he circled on Exhibit 15.
Actually, sir, before, so we can capture it, can you again circle the area where you and your family were?
Overruled. He may do it again since it was clear before we captured it.
And then the area where you saw a body down on the ground to your left? pants, you indicate that she had plaid pants, or was a woman with plaid pants?
Looked like pajama pants.
Do you recall what else she was wearing?
I don't.
Okay. And then to your right. Okay. And that would be the circles, if we can save that and mark it as 15.
Before anything, as well, we'll be marked as Exhibit B. Sorry, 15B.
And where you marked the circle to your left, that was associated with the same place where there's a name Jane Kulik.
Yes.
Overruled.
And where you circled to the right, there are 7 different names under dancing grannies. Is that fair?
Overruled. Good answer.
Yes.
Thank you.
And next, I didn't hear the last part that you said, Mr. Brooks. Are you withdrawing that?
No, I'm not.
What did you say then?
I said it's pretty obvious from the picture. It's leading the witness.
All right, your objections noted. It's overruled. His answer.
So I'm next going to show you Exhibit 49, which is a video. I'm first going to have it played or put in front of you on your screen. If you can just let me know when you see the picture.
By showing the video, it's leading the witness.
This dude.
This is the worst argument ever. Well, no, he'll make worse ones. He'll make worse ones, I promise. No, yeah. Oh,
He
man.
will.
On that screen.
I see.
And you saw the first couple seconds of that. Let me play it one more time and then ask you if you recognize that.
Hi, French Psycho.
Okay. I stopped it at 3 seconds. And do you recognize that area?
I do.
What is that area?
That's the corner right in front of People's Park where we were at the parade.
Okay. And you had said, is People's Park across from Steaming Cup?
Oh, sorry, Steaming Cup. Yeah, People's Park is directly across from Steaming Cup.
And that would have been the corner that you were located with your family?
At the Steaming Cup corner.
And do you see yourself depicted in this video?
I do.
Do you believe it accurately represents what you observed that day and what you did?
I do.
I'd ask that Exhibit 49 be admitted into evidence and published to the jury.
For the record, how long is the video clip?
It is 8 seconds.
All right, thank you. Exhibit 49 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Thank you.
Noted for the record, Your Honor.
It is.
Okay, if we can play it starting at 0, going through the entire 8 seconds. Thank you. And you stated that you did see yourself in that video?
I did.
Going to the initial screen of that video, which would be at 0 seconds. Do you see yourself in, it's at 0 seconds, do you see yourself in this still frame?
Yes.
Can you circle, again, using the touch screen, where you are?
No.
And are you carrying Brindley?
I am.
Oh, I know.
Thank you. You can clear the screen. And next, I would like to show just you on Exhibit 50, and see if you recognize this intersection as it plays through for approximately 5 seconds. Do you recognize that as being the intersection you and your family were at?
Just forward of our location, yes.
So as you're looking at this, would it be, as you're looking at the screen to the left?
Sustained is the form of the question, if you would please rephrase.
Where would
Big
you and
win,
your family have
Daryl.
a relationship to
Big
this,
win.
where this video was taken?
To the left.
Okay. And the person taking the video, are they on the same side of the street as you are or a different side?
Overruled.
Looks to be the same side as our street.
He's
And
like, let me try
You
this
just saw
again.
the dancing grannies go through?
Correct.
Does that accurately depict what you observed?
What was that?
I said he was like, ooh, she sustained it. Let me try this again.
Yeah, he found his golden nugget. Okay. he found his his major attack point here. This is he'll continue with that one now because this one.
Oh, sure he will.
I got one. Yeah. Not a very simple question, but I made him re-ask it. So, whoa.
Killing it, Daryl.
Prior to the car coming through the parade?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask the court to admit exhibit number 50 and ask that it be published for the jury.
Your objections noted. Exhibit 50 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
Start at 0 and just go through the 11 seconds. And I'll ask you questions about the video. Sir, is that the red SUV that you previously described as striking your daughter?
It is.
And that white vehicle that you saw in that frame, was that the vehicle that you saw that was impeding your ability to see it initially, or is that a different vehicle?
Overruled. You may answer.
I believe that was a different vehicle.
And was that the path of travel that you observed that vehicle take, which was on the north side? Thank you. North side of the street.
It is.
And then after it passed that intersection, you indicated that it went towards the middle and into the grannies?
It felt like that.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, any questions for this witness?
Yes. Just 1 second.
Now he's got some powerful questions coming on here. This is going to break the case.
Do you remember what time it was when you observed the vehicle?
I don't recall the specific time I saw the SUV.
You stated earlier that you saw the vehicle clip the corner. Would that be fair to say?
I saw it clip the corner where the children were standing, correct?
And what do you mean by clip?
Come into contact with children that were in the front of that group of kids.
Is that how you would define clip?
That's my definition of clip, correct?
You stated also that it veered quickly away from, I'm guessing, that corner. What do you mean by veer quickly away?
The vehicle at one point was coming straight at us, and then the next moment it was heading 45 degrees back on the original route. So it quickly turned to get back onto the street. Otherwise, it would have come onto the corner, onto that intersection that comes in the street.
So it's fair to say if the vehicle did not quickly veer, as you say, it would have ran right into the people on the corner.
That's a fair statement, yes.
Is it also a fair statement to assume that the vehicle veered quickly away from that because it didn't want to strike the people on the corner? Grounds.
Speculation.
Grounds.
Sustained. Calls for speculation on the part of this witness.
Grounds.
So basically, Daryl is a hero. Hi, Roy. How are you? He's a hero because he quickly veered away from after hitting this gentleman's daughter. He quickly veered away and saved lives. Is hero Daryl Brooks. He's a hero now. We should.
Gee. Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl's like, you know what? You should throw me a parade. No.
Oh, Jay.
No, Daryl. You don't get a parade. You're not a hero. No. What a dick.
In your opinion, why would the vehicle have quickly veered? Grounds.
Speculation.
Grounds.
Sustained. Calls for speculation.
Grounds.
If you were driving the vehicle
Grounds.
and were able at any time to see people directly in your path, would you veer away?
Objection relevance for this.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
Grounds for the sustain.
It's not relevant for this witness to answer that question. Calls for a hypothetical that he has not been qualified to answer. It's also under the foundation ground.
Getting a rough deal. He's getting a rough shake on this one. Hi, Jet Thunder. Good morning.
Did you get a look at the driver of the vehicle?
I recall looking into the window, but my memory doesn't put a face to that or an image to that, so no.
See the license plate number of the vehicle?
No.
You see any tents on the vehicle that you recall?
No, I was not paying attention to the vehicle after it came down barreling up the children. My eyes, tunnel vision to the kids.
So it'd be fair to say that you.
Hi, Paramount Performance. And, of course, Juliet. Feel better. Juliet, feel better. I hope you get over your cold. Feel better. Yeah, that deputy, he is getting ready to pounce, I think.
Focusing on the kids, it would be difficult to describe the vehicle at that point.
Outside of it obviously being a red SUV in my mind as I saw it come down, I couldn't recall any other details about the vehicle.
So it'd be fair to say the only thing you can recall about the vehicle was the color of it.
That it was a red SUV, a larger vehicle.
So the color of it.
Correct.
You stated that you initially waited before you seek medical attention. Any reason why you would wait?
I walked to the variables earlier. The hospital was on lockdown. I'm familiar with hospital operations enough to know that the acuity for my daughter didn't warrant me taking resources from other victims. My wife's a provider, an urgent care nurse practitioner. I felt she would be in a better position 15, 20 minutes later to assess and handle that from there.
You stated you did the father thing, as you put it, and downplayed the significance of the injury. Any reason why you would downplay it?
I think my initial reaction was a little confusion of what was going on and not seeing any bones sticking out or any blood. I immediately went into this sort of "you're okay," meaning compared to everything else I'm seeing around us, you're in an okay position right now to get home. So I don't know.
That's what you call rub some dirt on it. All right. Toughen up, because he knew other people needed those resources, Daryl. It's called he's not a dick. All right. He put his daughter through even more pain, having to wait to go to the hospital because of what you did. All right. You're a terrible person, you piece of crap. No, he was looking out for everyone else in the crowd. All right. Because there was no bone sticking out. Oh, yeah. Because there wasn't a massive amount of blood. Yeah. There you go. That's why, Daryl. Okay. But good hard-hitting questions here to make you look more like a dick compared to the parent. Oh, boy, Daryl. You're killing it. Well, he did. Yeah.
If it was downplaying the injury per se, but it was more of just a triaging in my own mind of going, it's not that, it's okay.
It would be fair to say that the language you used was you downplayed the injury. Would that be fair to say?
Yep, that's correct.
Well, he's not a doctor.
After the vehicle passed you, did you observe anyone being struck?
No.
Before the vehicle approached, did you observe anyone being struck?
Yes.
You also stated that at one point, after you were observing the path of travel of the vehicle, that it felt like it was straightening up into the middle of the parade route. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
What do you mean by it felt that way?
Maybe in an incorrect term on my part. My recollection of the memory was that when it veered off, it went on and continued down the middle of Main Street.
So would it be fair to say that you really don't recall?
I certainly recall the vehicle heading back down Main Street, down the middle of Main Street.
I'm referring to you saying that what it felt like as opposed to what you recall it doing.
I used the incorrect term there. When I said felt, it was more of the word choice of recall I should have used.
And you stated that you would estimate the speed of the vehicle to be about 25 miles an hour?
I said 25 to 30 miles per hour.
So somewhere in between that?
Correct.
And you also stated that it was the vehicle was about 30 feet away from you?
When I first initially saw the video, the vehicle was 30 feet away. It was just on the other side of the vehicle, the large suburban vehicle.
So how could you come to the determination of the speed?
Because it was barely right at us. So as it came around the vehicle, started coming towards us, it felt like 25 to 30 miles per hour. And then as it veered off, no brake lights, just veered off and continued right down Main Street at that rate of speed.
So it felt like that was the speed. Is the term you just used again, felt. It felt like it was going that speed.
So I'm using the term felt, and I'm defining that as sort of a mental recollection or a gut feel. I'm not trained in assessing speed. So my gut feel, what I felt at that time, driving that street numerous times, is that it was going 25 to 30 miles per hour.
So would it be fair to say, based on what you just said, that you're not trained in speed analyzation, that would it be fair? Would it be fair to say that?
Let's see. See, Max, Jay, does anyone understand lose it with him at any stage? Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, define lose it. There are
Does anybody yell at him?
No. Nobody yells at him. Nobody yells at him. I don't believe so. Some of the witnesses he calls do lose it emotionally a little bit. And a couple of them stand up to him pretty strongly, right? And Officer Redbeard is going to be one of the best ones when we get to him. Officer Redbeard is the officer that, shot at Daryl Brooks. All right. That's where you get the shots fired. It was actually a police officer that shot at him. Daryl takes a lot of offense to Redbeard shooting at him, and that's what he did. So when we get to him, you're gonna like Officer Redbeard. He's pretty good.
He shot at Daryl. I like him already.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's based on what he said.
You asked multiple questions, so I'm going off of the very last question that you asked, and that is, would it be fair to say that you don't know the speed of the vehicle. To that question, the objection is overruled and the witness may answer.
Yes, without looking at a speedometer, I would have no way of knowing exactly how fast that vehicle was going.
Yes, Juliet. Kill shot.
Did you notice any damage to the vehicle at that point that it passed you?
I don't recall honing in on that level of detail on the vehicle, so I don't recall.
Do you recall if you may have seen anyone else present in the vehicle?
Morning, Linda.
I don't recall.
Did you ever make any statements to law enforcement after the incident at any time?
My wife and I both shared information on behalf of the crash report and our findings, our initial statement.
You recall if that was the same night of the incident or in the following days after?
That was the following days.
Do you recall if it was a few days after or maybe a week or two?
I'm going to be a little bit honest with you here, Faves. Actually, we're all lucky that the officer didn't hit him, because at this point, the damage had already been done. All right. So at this point in time, had the officer hit him and had Daryl not made it, we wouldn't have got the justice that I think we now are having at this point in time. So that's my take on it. I think we're all lucky he didn't hit him, because I wanted him to go to prison for the rest of his life. That's what I wanted. And yeah, otherwise there wouldn't have been any consequences other than, well, him not being with us anymore. And so, wouldn't have been, by him missing.
He would have got off easy.
Yes, he would have got off easy. And that's why I'm not a big fan of like the death penalty or things like that in every situation, because in this situation, I want him to serve his time as long as possible. I want him being in there. I want him taking it and taking it and taking it and hard. That's me. That's me.
I agree.
Yep.
I don't recall specifically. I believe probably within a week or so.
Any idea why it took so long for you to give a report?
Not really professionally.
Yeah, just dealing with my daughter and getting her situated, and just the magnitude of the incident. I think it took them a little bit longer. I think we were in contact pretty quickly, but it just took a while for them to get the resources back to us to collect everything.
Did you initially initiate the contact with attempting to file a report?
I can't recall specifically. It's been close to a year, but I believe we did reach out to the DA's office at some point in the following days.
Did you do any follow-up after that initial contact to see if maybe your report had been filed or anything like that?
At that point, the DA's office stayed in contact with us to let us know that everything they needed had been captured.
Do you recall who you talked to from the DA's office?
I don't recall.
Do you recall being told that you may be called to testify in this matter?
I do.
Learn something to bark about.
Were you seeking to testify in this matter?
I know I was subpoenaed directly from the state DA's office.
So you didn't have any intention to testify?
Oh, I played your video earlier, something to bark about. You have to go back to the beginning, but we already played your video. Because Star was on for a little bit, so we played your video. So go back to the beginning, and we played your wonderful, wonderful video. Check that out.
And your dogs are so cute.
And check out something to bark about, of course. And also, perpetually says, was he drunk or high? Not that it's any excuse. He was not drunk. I believe there was probably some sort of weed in the system. However, they did not charge him with any of that. Did not charge him with ODI at all. So no, they didn't do that. So not to a point where they were going to charge him for it. So we'll make that clear. And yes, doing very hard time in prison. Hard time in prison.
Testify in this matter before being subpoenaed?
I knew it was a possibility. I never reached out to request to testify. I let them do their job, and they reached out to me to let me know that I would get subpoenaed.
Have you read or seen any complaint in this matter? Grounds?
Sustained.
Browns.
Have you or your wife filed any claims in this matter?
Which claim? Define claims.
referring to being an injured party or anything of that nature?
We submitted a claim with the DA's office, I believe, for potential medical reimbursement.
So that would be in regards to the medical bills
for my daughter, correct?
So would it be fair to say that you have a financial interest in this matter? Grounds.
Sustained.
He was looking to break it in, Ketchup.
Would you consider yourself to be an injured party in this matter?
Me personally, no. Not physically.
So you weren't injured in any way in this?
Not physically injured, no.
Are you aware of the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds.
Ever had any contact with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Ever had any phone conversations or personal interactions with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Grounds.
And with regard to the nature of the question, say.
Sustained.
I don't believe that's vague, Your Honor. I asked specifically if there were any phone conversations or personal interactions. I don't think that's vague. I think that's pretty clear.
Sustained.
I also believe the jury deserves to know if there is a plaintiff in this matter.
Your objection's noted. It's to that particular statement. Your statement is noted. To the objection from the state, it is sustained. Next question, please.
Oh, Daryl, you big dummy.
Are you aware if there even is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
I will answer this question for you, Chucky. No, they actually cannot garnish 100% of his commissary accounts until restitution is met. I think if Ballstorm's still here, he would back me up on this one. They cannot collect 100% of his commissary, is my understanding. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. There is a percentage they are allowed to take of his commissary, but I'm fairly certain it's not 100%. So I just want to make that clear. But even though I don't know 100%, I'm fairly certain they can't take 100% of his commissary. There is a percentage, I think. Okay, but I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a parasite lawyer. A lot of people come over here for my legal analysis as a 3-0 lawyer. But they come to me rather than to say Lips or Doritos because I dominated them in court. All right, dominated. But at the same time, I don't know 100%, but I think they can't take it all. It's on a percentage base, okay, is my understanding.
May I have the grounds for the sustain, Your Honor?
Relevance.
I would object and say that it's very relevant. Again, citing
Your
that.
objection is noted. Next question, please.
No problem, Chucky. No problem. Ask another question.
Were you ever contacted by anyone who identified as the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. Still vague.
Grounds.
That's pretty clear, Your Honor. The jury deserves to know this
Mr.
information.
Brooks, the objection has been sustained. Next question, please.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Sir, at cross-examination, you had testified that you did not see any brake lights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ground.
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Did you catch that?
You testified further at cross-examination.
She says grounds. This is when Attorney Basie gets her little one-uppings. Oh, it's so good. Hang on, I'm gonna go back. This is so good. Pay attention, because this is when Basie goes grounds. I'm gonna be quiet. Listen to it. It's good. I'm gonna mute myself. It's so funny.
That is hearsay.
Overruled.
I did not see the individual to my left get hit. I just saw her on the ground, or the victim on the ground.
After you saw her on the ground, did the red SUV stop?
Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did not see the red SUV from that direction of the parade. I didn't see the red SUV until
If there were any phone conversations or personal interactions, I don't think that's vague. I think that's pretty clear.
Sustained.
And I also believe the jury deserves to know.
Well, I think
if
it's
there's
right
a
after
plaintiff in
this.
matter.
Yeah, that's right.
Your objection's noted.
Be quiet. I'm
To
muted.
that particular statement, your statement is noted. To the objection from the state, it is sustained. Next question, please.
Are you aware if there even is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
May I have the grounds for the sustain, Your Honor?
Relevance.
I would object and say that it's very relevant. Again, citing
Your
that.
objection is noted. Next question, please.
Were you ever contacted by anyone who identified as the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. Still vague.
That's pretty clear, Your Honor. The jury deserves to know this
Mr.
information.
Brooks, the objection has been sustained. Next question, please.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Briefly. Sir, at cross-examination, you had testified that you did not see any brake lights. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Ground.
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Sorry, correct, yes.
You testified further on cross-examination that you observed the red SUV strike an individual to your left. Is that correct?
Objection. He also stated that he was focused on his children and not focused on.
That's an argumentative statement. What's the legal basis for your objection, Mr. Brooks?
That is hearsay.
Overruled.
I did not see the individual to my left get hit. I just saw her on the ground, or the victim on the ground.
After you saw her on the ground, did the red SUV stop?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
I did not see the red SUV from that duration of the parade. I didn't see the red SUV until the vehicle had already passed that position and came around the other large SUV. So I can't speak to what happened back there.
Was there anything that you could see in the roadway that would have prevented that red SUV from stopping before it started veering towards your group?
Objection. Hearsay. You didn't see.
The
couldn't see
objection to
what-
hearsay is noted. It's overruled. You may answer.
Can you ask the question?
Certainly. Did you see anything in front of you that would have prevented the red SUV from stopping as it passed that car that obstructed your view initially?
Objection. Irrelevancy.
Overruled. You may answer.
Nothing that I saw would have stopped him. That wouldn't have allowed him to stop.
And after he impacted your group that was watching the parade and it continued on towards the dancing grannies, was there anything that you could see that would have stopped the red SUV?
Objection. Who's the he you're referring to?
I don't understand the objection. Were you done asking your question?
I was.
Overruled. You may
Objection.
answer.
I don't consent to being called he. We don't even know the he that's being referred to.
Overruled.
The witness didn't identify a he.
Overruled.
This dude.
I don't recall seeing anything in the road that would have stopped him from stopping, prevented him from stopping.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. You may step down. This will be an excellent point to take our mid-morning break. We'll be in recess for about 15 minutes. All rise for the jury, please.
Well, the jury has a right to know. Oh man, that was so funny. And I even on the replay, you can barely hear it. But he says something and objects, and Basie goes, grounds.
That was good.
A little taste of his own medicine, and it was so funny. Basie does crack me up a little bit once in a while.
You can tell they hate him.
They hate him so much. Patty Cake, this is your palate cleanser because Dummy Daryl just got owned by Basie. It was amazing. I never thought I would see it. She's just like, grounds. Oh, she throws it right back at the dummy. Oh, man, she was wonderful. Oh, Basie. Now, this is the final case, I believe, that Hopper is going to be. She retires after this. So the lead prosecutor, Hopper, this is her final trial, I believe. All right, we're going to get back on the trial here. 220. All right.
B. Also would like for the record to address subject matter jurisdiction again, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
To answer that now.
No, I would not.
Is this merit time?
Is that a judiciary determination?
The record stands. We've previously addressed that issue.
So you will not be answering that.
All right, the record should reflect the jury is coming in.
Is that a tacit agreement again,
It's
Your
a
Honor?
tacit agreement.
I'm not answering that.
So is that a yes or no? I'll take that as a yes for the record, Your Honor.
That's not either, sir. I'm not
You
answering
didn't
that.
reply. Remember, non-response is consent.
Hi, thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Statement called. Next witness.
The statement called Heather Rashadi.
I can't believe how many times the judge makes so many tacit agreements. These tacit agreements, I tell you. Now, in a normal court of law, it would probably be a tacit agreement, but no, not for Gerald Brooks. This would be a tacit agreement. Oh, don't worry, by tomorrow or the next day, he's going to learn how to say it appropriately. Yeah, well, he's going to read up on it after Judge Doro. He says, "Is this a tacit agreement?" She goes, "I don't even know what that word means," because she shoves it in his face, like, learn how to say tacit, or I'm going to tell you I don't know what you're talking about, dummy. And don't forget, at the very end of this trial, Darrell Brooks stupidly asked the judge for time served, okay? Because he's been in prison for a year. All right, been in jail for a year. And the judge credits him time served on count 1, which is a life sentence. That's the judge giving him a little wink, like, here you go. You got good time served on your life sentence in count 1. There you go. I asked Legal Vices about that. That's what Legal Vices told me. He goes, "Jay, that's the judge's little wink to Darrell Brooks. Like, hey, yeah, here's your time served, jerk off. How about we put that towards your life sentence?" It was adorable, but no, I had messaged Legal Vices on X, and I said, "What the heck is the deal with the time served?" He's like, "Oh, that's the little wink from the judge to Darrell Brooks. Like, there you go, kid. I'm going to take that off of your life sentence." Just the first one, though. Just the first one, not the other 5. It was wonderful. But keep in mind, Darrell's so terrible. He's been taking it in prison, getting beat up in prison. It's not a good time. Why doesn't he get the death penalty? Tracy, we don't want him to get the death penalty. This guy's been through the ringer in prison. Trust me.
Yeah, we don't have the death penalty here.
And he's not having a good time. I don't want this guy getting let off easy. I want him to do another 40 to 50 years of serious, what we might call re-education camp. It's not going to be fun for Darrell Brooks. I promise you, he's not having a good time. All right. Yeah. But now I understand for some people, they might like the death penalty. I get it. But for me, no, I actually don't. I like to see serious hard time served, especially for this guy. For this guy. Of course.
All right, good morning. Ms. Rashadi, if you would please make your way to the witness stand. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand, and my clerk, Teresa, will swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Thank you. Please be seated. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
Heather Rashadi, Heather Ricciotti.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Mr. Rashadi, I want to direct your attention to November 21st of last year. Were you at the Christmas parade held on Main Street in the city of Waukesha?
I was.
Who were you there with?
I was there with my 3 children.
How old are they?
At the time, they would have been 7, 5, and not quite 2.
Do you recall where you were seated or standing?
We were on the corner by the steaming cup.
I'm going to ask that Exhibit 51, which was previously admitted into evidence, be published to the jury.
Permission granted.
Ma'am, do you see the area highlighted on the screen in front of you? Actually on the table right in front of you. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. And does that look familiar as the steaming cup?
Yes, we were on the paver portion of the corner there.
Can you circle or put X in the area that you and your 3 kids are at, approximately?
Sure. Touchscreen. Okay. So I would have been a little bit further back from my kids, maybe like over here. And my 2 older kids would have, they were in the street right about there.
Okay. And at some point, were you standing? I'm sorry.
I was standing, and my youngest was in a stroller with me.
And the other two kids, were they in the street?
Yep, they were with the other kids that were just waiting for candy from the floats.
Were their kids on like your right side as you were watching the parade?
They were kind of just in front of me, a little to the side though. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What was that the approximate area that your kids were standing?
Even out probably a little bit further than where, like a little bit further than where I circled.
Did anyone raise a concern about where they were standing at some point during the parade?
There was concern about it. A police officer had come by and actually moved all the kids back a little bit. And there was another mom there, and her daughter was near my kids. And she had actually said to me, gosh, they're out a little bit far. And I said, everything's going so slow, they're not going to get hit. They'll be fine.
So at some point during the parade, was your attention diverted from what was the floats and the participants and the spectators to something else? Was your attention drawn away?
Yeah, there was one point when there was a break in the actual parade, and an SUV came down the road, and it was coming faster than any parade float should have been coming. So it was confusing, and I didn't know what was happening at the time, but it did veer into the crowd just right in front of me where my son got hit.
Okay. So first of all, can you draw an arrow on the direction that the vehicle was going?
Sure. It was coming from this way.
And what direction, if you can kind of follow that line, what direction was it going as you said it veered towards you?
It wasn't going straight. It was just kind of like, and then it just kind of went in this way and ended up right about there.
Were any of your kids, one was in a stroller that was by you up on the ledge, I think, or the...
Yeah, further back.
Were either of your other two kids struck by the SUV?
My middle son, Owen, was struck by the SUV when it came through.
And Owen is 7?
He was 5 at the time. He's 6 now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's exactly
He's the
right.
middle
I
one.
was just testing you to make sure that you knew the age.
It's hard to keep them straight, but I sometimes do.
Thank you. Did you see the path of travel after the SUV came towards you and hit Owen?
I didn't, because I gathered up my kids as fast as I could, and we had parked in the public lot down here, and so I just gathered them up as fast as I could, and we just ran to the car and to get out of there. There was a lot of chaos and screaming and crying. And
did you? What injuries did Owen receive?
He ended up needing 6 stitches. He had a gash.
I'll pause this for a second here, if I can, although this will come up later in trial. Let's see. This.
Oh my God. I've never seen that before.
Here's the vehicle Darrell Brooks drove through the parade.
No way.
Mhm.
Oh.
Mhm. There's the bullet holes that went through the vehicle. But yeah, just as a reminder to us all, bodies did that. All right, we're not talking about.
No, I can't hear you again. What the heck?
Sorry. We're not talking about anything else. We're just talking about bodies. Okay? Did that to a vehicle. Okay? As we watch this, and I know I want to have some fun with it. Ketchup, you should wait until I pulled the other stream.
Oh.
Because it'll probably happen to you again.
I don't know what's up with StreamYard, but every time you switch videos or do something with sharing, you booted the wrong. Nope,
No,
I'm still here, but
I can hear you.
I can't hear you now.
Oh, yeah, but pop out, pop back in. We're fine. But no, I wanted to pull that up as a reference point to what's going on here. All right, so we'll continue on with our video. We'll get Ketchup back in here, of course.
On his eye, like in his eyebrow. So we needed 6 stitches because it was pretty deep. They couldn't just glue it or anything like that.
Now, you put your hand above your right eyebrow. Was it above his right eyebrow?
Yeah.
Okay. And where were the kids facing? If you recall, right before the SUV came and struck Owen.
They were waiting for the next float. So he was turned facing the way the floats were coming because there wasn't anything going on at the time. They're just waiting for the next thing. So they were just watching for the next float to come by.
All right, which one did you catch up?
I'm on the bottom.
I got it. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
Oh.
Still there. Okay.
Dang it.
Wait, you still there? Ketchup. Why is Ketchup never here? Ketchup never here. StreamYard. StreamYard. We need a new StreamYard. I'll wait for Ketchup. She'll come back in just 1 second. She'll come back. Hang tight. Hang tight. All right. Here we go. Are you there?
StreamYard, get it together.
Yeah, get together. We're trying to do a show here. Here we go. Back to our lady here.
So I'm assuming his body.
Yeah, he was turned.
Okay, thank you.
You can
Did you
hear
get
now?
medical attention right away?
Yeah.
I dropped my youngest and my oldest off at home, and then I quickly took Owen to Waukesha Memorial.
And that's where he was treated?
That's where he was treated.
Did you see, first of all, what color was the SUV?
It was a maroonish red.
Okay. Did you notice anything distinctive about it other than it was a maroonish red SUV?
No,
Did you see the vehicle prior to it striking Owen strike anyone?
I didn't.
Did you see the vehicle strike anyone after it struck Owen?
I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Nope. We'd ask that a screenshot be taken of State's Exhibit 51. I believe that would be 51A. And we'd ask that be admitted into evidence.
Overruled.
My objection was to clarification on whether she was done or not.
I believe it is 51A. It is also captured and drew that one in to evidence. Sorry, did you? 51A?
I did.
All right, and 51A is also received.
And the state would have no other questions for this witness. Thank you.
All right, any questions, sir?
Yes. You stated a few minutes ago that at one point before the vehicle came through that you were having a conversation to the effect of things were going slow, they're not going to get hit.
I never said I was having a conversation.
Well, let me back up. Who were you talking to when you said everything's going slow, pretty slow, they're not going to get hit?
Another mom.
So would it be fair to say that's a conversation?
Yes.
And why did you make reference to getting hit at that point?
Because I didn't expect my kid to get hit at a parade.
So you had already made the determination that they were going to get hit at a parade at that point?
Objection.
Grounds.
Argumentative sustained. You do not have to answer that question.
Why would getting hit be in your head at that point?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
Overruled. She may answer the question.
I wasn't concerned about my children being hit at a parade because typically at a parade, floats are going very slow.
It still doesn't quite answer the question because the statement was things are going pretty slow, they won't get hit. What prompted the statement they won't get hit at that point?
Another mom was concerned about how much into the street the kids were waiting for candy.
So it'd be fair to say that the initial concern was from another parent
Correct.
and not yourself.
I wasn't worried about my kids getting hit at a parade as I shouldn't have been.
You stated also that you dropped your other kids off before seeking medical attention. Would that be fair to say?
I said that.
Hi, Sheila.
Any reason why you didn't seek medical attention immediately?
I did seek medical attention immediately.
You also just stated that you dropped your other kids off.
My house is on the way to the hospital, so I dropped 2 of my children off so they wouldn't have to sit at the hospital.
So your intention at that point was to seek medical attention.
I sought medical attention.
Was that your intent?
That's what I did.
Was it your intent?
Objection. Argument stood.
Grounds.
Sustained. Asked and answered.
This is what she did, dummy. Daryl's such a bitch.
He really is.
Do you recall about what time you arrived at the parade?
No,
You recall what time you left the parade?
no.
Were you at the parade with anyone other than your children at that time?
No.
Before you were able to see the vehicle that struck your son, or was it your son?
Yes.
Before you saw the vehicle, did you observe anyone else?
By the way, if you like my content, if you like me covering trials like this, Daryl Brooks, and others that I will cover in the future, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate it. I understand I'm not a flea bag, and I don't just cover, the Mod Squad and Jeremy Hells every single day of my life. But, I do other things over here. So do hit the like and subscribe. Share if you would. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I hope you like mine and Ketchup's commentary and other things that's not involved with the what the hell's ecosystem of frauds, felons, and fools. Because there's other felons, frauds, and fools to also.
Star.
Never mind, just unsubscribe.
Struck before that moment?
No.
After that moment?
No.
About how long did it take you to gather your children up before?
Not very long.
Thank you, Tracy. Thanks for calling.
Do you recall how long you were treated at the hospital?
I don't know. We were there for a while waiting. The waiting room was full of people that were hurt.
Were you ever told at any point during your waiting process that you probably could have went to another medical facility?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Thank you, Gracia, member for 5 months. Thank you so much.
Do you recall giving a statement to law enforcement?
Yes.
Do you recall if it was the same night of the incident?
I gave a report the night of the incident at the hospital.
And did you follow up on that report at any time?
Thank you.
No, I didn't.
Any reason why?
Why would I follow up?
Well, it would be fair to say, would it not, that after making a report to law enforcement, you would want to follow up maybe to see what's going to be done about the report. Would that be fair to say?
I knew that the police were going to do their jobs, so I didn't have a reason to follow up. They contacted me when they needed to contact me.
So it'd be fair to say you just gave the report and then just left the rest up to law enforcement.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you did.
And I'm assuming that law enforcement at some point got back in touch with you. Would that be fair to say?
Correct.
Do you recall
Says,
about?
be fair to say every
Either the
question.
next day or the day after.
Ketchup, we have to make sure that it's fair to say. And we have to make sure that it would be fair to say. So on every single question.
I don't think it's fair that we have to listen to him say the same thing every time.
Well, this is what makes Daryl. Can't wait for his appeal to, not go through. Man, that's going to be a failure. But keep plugging in that paperwork, GB. It's going to be wonderful. Yeah, everyone's excited to see it. Yeah. Do you think any appeals video or any appeals judge wants to sit around and deal with Daryl Brooks? Are you shitting me? They've seen you in action, sir. You ain't got a prayer, all right? There's no way, all right? And then Jay repeats it over and over.
And over and over and over and over. Yep.
Star, don't you have stuff to do?
Do you recall if it was a detective or a regular officer?
I believe it was a detective.
Do you recall the name of the detective?
No.
Were you at any time given a card by the detective to be able to keep in contact?
I don't recall.
Do you recall if your interview was written down as a summary or if it was recorded?
I think he did both.
Did you file any claims related to this matter?
No.
Ever read or saw a complaint in this matter?
No.
Grounds?
Sustained.
Grounds.
You may rephrase if you want. But sustained is to the form of the question.
No cap, Star. Okay.
Whom were you contacted by in regards to possibly testifying in this matter?
I don't know. Probably the DA's office. I don't know.
Were you subpoenaed?
I was subpoenaed to be here.
Do you recall who that subpoena was from?
I don't know.
So it'd be fair to say that you received a subpoena and never read who it was from. Would that be fair to say?
From the state of Wisconsin.
When you say the state of Wisconsin, who are you referring to?
Objection of relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustain.
Grounds.
Not relevant.
Grounds.
Will you consider yourself an injured party in this matter?
I was not physically injured myself.
Have you filed a claim in this matter in any way?
That's the answer. Sustained.
Would you consider yourself to be the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection of relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustain.
Not relevant. Also under 906.11.
Are you aware of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained on relevance grounds.
Ever had a conversation with the plaintiff at any time in this matter?
Objection of relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained is to the form of the question. You may rephrase it if you would like.
It's like, say it quicker.
Have you ever had any phone conversations or personal interactions with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection, babe.
Grounds.
Sustained is to the form of the question. You may
Jeez,
rephrase
Daryl, give it up.
specificity so that it's not vague.
Are you aware of the identity of the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Not relevant.
Grounds.
It's not relevant. Sustained.
Are you
Grounds.
aware if there is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection of relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
He's like trying to hurry up and say it before she.
I know.
Also under 906.11.
It's like his grounds power struggle.
Mhm. And he started doing it after he heard them say it. After he heard the prosecution say it.
It was the best part though when Basie he says objection, she just goes grounds, and it was like a little shot across the bow. Like there you go, dummy. I'll give you your own grounds. It was cute. Well, you know, Daryl Burke's cute.
With all respect, Your Honor, the jury deserves to know this information. For withholding important information from the jury, they deserve to know this.
The jury will
We're back
disregard
to
the
that.
statement made by Mr. Brooks as not being an accurate statement of the law. Next question.
Yeah.
So to the best of your knowledge, you're not aware of any plaintiff in this matter.
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, please move on to another topic under 906.11. You are hereby advised if you do not move on to a new topic, I will close the cross-examination.
With all due respect, Your Honor, this is important information the jury deserves to know.
Very
Ask relevant questions.
Idiot.
That holds a lot of relevance, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, one last opportunity to ask a question. Otherwise, the court will declare the cross-examination closed under 906.11.
No further questions.
Can you redirect? I got it. I think, ma'am, you may step down.
Best move ever. No redirect. You have no need to talk to her any further.
Statement called. Next witness. Daniel Knapp.
Oh, here comes
Mr. Knapp, if you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is to my right, up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. And my clerk, Teresa, who's to my left, will swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. First thing I will ask that you do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Daniel Knapp, Daniel, Knapp, Knapp.
Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Morning, sir.
Morning.
I can direct your attention to November 21st of 2021. Were you at the Waukesha Christmas parade on that date?
I was.
Who were you with?
I was with my family, my wife, and 3 children, as well as 3 other families. There's a group of 19 of us.
And by chance, were you with, I'm sorry, Honor. Yes, thank you. Ed Harris?
Yes.
And Matt, have you
Hold on, overruled the question and answer will stand.
Sir, how old are you kids?
My kids at the time of the parade were 11, 7, and 3.
Where were you seated for the parade?
My family was in front of the Steaming Cup, so that would be on the northeast corner of Main and Clinton Street.
And I said seated, but I guess were you standing or where were you on that corner?
Yeah, so I was behind the group of 12 children that were lined up across the street or on the side of the street waiting to receive candy. I was behind the children, so closer to the Steaming Cup.
Was that the same general location as the other parents?
That is correct, yes. My wife, Stephanie, was with my daughter, Kelsey, going in and out of the Steaming Cup.
I like how Daryl wants to make it the parents' fault. Like, oh my God, Your kids were in the street? Do you often let your kids play in the street? It's a parade, dummy. Hey, this is what happens in a parade.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, gang. I mean, that's what you do in a parade. You go get candy. Yes.
Yeah. Or they hand out other stuff to the kids.
Yeah, other prizes, and the adults get a koozie or something, It's the standard deal. It's a parade, Daryl. You would know this. You should have been to one. I mean, he was in one, but that didn't go well for him or for anyone else. The only parade Daryl's been involved in
He
was
destroyed.
a complete disaster, and he destroyed it and destroyed lives. So, yeah, that's why we don't allow Daryl Brooks to be in parades. He's a terrible person. He's horrible. But you know what? He'll be in hell.
Given it was a little chilly that day, and my daughter was a little cold, so she would go in and out of the steaming cup. So she was a little further to the west than I was, but we were all in the general direction.
And how old is Kelsey?
Kelsey, at the time of the incident, was 3. Today she's 4.
Now, at some point, did you hear anything unusual during the parade?
Yeah, so in watching the parade, with a lot of circumstance pomp, bands and noises, but then all of a sudden the noises changed to what I would describe as sounds of screaming. And at the time when that occurred, the direction kind of turned from facing the parade down to the east, looking down Main Street.
So as you're facing the parade, would east be to your left?
That is correct. To my left.
To your left. And you said screaming. You said this is a parade. I'm assuming that there are kids and adults screaming and yelling. What was different about the screaming that you heard?
Hey, Debbie Webb.
In my recollection, there is a difference between laughing and having a joyful time as compared to screaming out of fear, terror. It was just a noticeable difference.
And the screaming that you heard out of fear or terror, that was the screaming that you heard when you looked left?
That is correct.
What did you see?
So what I saw when I looked left was there was a SUV pulling a float that was down to our left side that had not got to the position that we were at, and all of a sudden a car, red SUV, pulled around that float and headed directly in our direction.
You said a red SUV. Did you notice anything unusual about it as the car came at you?
Other than obviously a car coming at us during a parade was something that was very unexpected. And as it got closer, as I mentioned, it was coming at a northwest direction as it passed the SUV coming directly at our location. And in terms of anything else at that point, no.
I'm going to show and ask the court to publish Exhibit 51. It will show up in front of your screen.
Go ahead.
First of all, sir, is this does this area look familiar to you?
It does.
And where's the steaming cup?
The steaming cup would be the building I'm circling right now.
Yep. Okay. And where were you seated or standing approximately?
Yeah, so I was standing somewhere right about here.
And where were your kids?
So we had, like I mentioned before, a group of 12 that were lined up.
Good morning, Mr. Coop. Good morning, Body Watcher. Good morning, Debbie Webb. How are you? Hi, Shelly. How are you? All right. 81. Same Tracy. I am the biatch. What? Star? What's Star talking about?
Hey, Coop.
What's Star talking about? What's this biatch talk? What's this biatch?
Maybe she's talking about the dogs.
Oh, that could be.
That would make sense.
Did anyone saw Yamaha today? Retype that French psycho. Listen here, Volmit. I'm not letting you type that crap in my chat. All right, nope. I'm blocking that one right now. Nope.
Yeah, get out of here, Amoli.
Delete that comment. I just deleted that comment. Type it again. Try better. Try harder. I'm not allowing no vomits in this stream. No, I'm not. No, I just deleted that. I just deleted it. Did it.
You did not. Did you really?
Yep. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Try harder.
You're such an idiot. Let me look.
Don't ask me, did anyone saw Yamaha? Oh, no. You ask if anyone has seen Yamaha. Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. Hi, Stacy Schmidt. I just deleted this comment. You know, there's a difference between having fun with your chat and then just blocking everyone and calling them all, bees and a-holes, There is a little difference, You can have fun with your chat once in a while, and it's okay.
Kelsey would have been the furthest to the west, and I would approximate that the 12th child furthest to the east would have been somewhere in this direction, or location, excuse me.
And approximately that would have been the location
Jay.
she would have been on the curb, meaning Kelsey, or would she have been off the
Fave
curb?
says, stop it, rig piss, now.
Stop that now.
She's really ticked off.
That's it. Nope.
She means it.
Faves. Timing up. I expect the best of my mods. The best. I don't want this vomit characterization. I will start removing your comments now, Jay. You know what?
Get him, Faves.
You know what's funny? And this is not a dig at Stacy Knapp, but Fleabag did make a good point. In her members appreciation stream, she spelled it with 1 P for appreciation. So, Fleabag got like her one dig in, like spell it right, Stacey. It's 2 P's in appreciation. From the woman who doesn't do a members appreciation thing at all.
Right. And who doesn't appreciate anybody ever herself.
She's gonna treat Stacy Nan like shit for doing a members appreciation stream, and she spelled appreciation wrong from the lady who takes everybody's money and gives them no members only stream at all. It was so incredible. I'm like, really? From the person who's ripping off all of your viewers? I guess, yeah, go pick on Stacy over that. You know what I mean? What a moron. Hi, Rickles. How are you?
She's terrible. Like,
what a stupid person.
When she was playing that soundbite, I was like, what a bitch.
Oh, she is. She's such a bee. But no, at the same time, I was like, oh, look. Fleabag's got her on one. Fleabag's got her on one. Oh, Calvin has a question. Can we time out Calvin for 30 seconds, please? His question. I don't do that.
It's my recollection that she would have been off the curb. There was a lot of excitement with the children, and there was a police officer that would often push the children back to ensure that they were staying out of the direction of the parade. And so it's my recollection that they would have been on the street at that time.
And still using Exhibit 51, when you state that this red SUV was coming at your group, can you, and I don't know if you can you show the direction of travel using this exhibit?
Overruled. You may answer.
I would, the direction I would have, based on my recollection, was coming here, and again, right at our location. So coming here and then would have come back this direction into the middle of the street.
Okay. So let's kind of go through that. When you first saw the car, was it on? Can you show by an arrow using Exhibit 51? Can you show by arrow, I think you actually have, the direction that the parade was going? You did with the arrow that you previously pointed?
Yeah, the direction of the parade was coming in this direction here.
And where specifically was the car coming from? Was it coming from, as you were looking at the car, was it coming from the left side of the road or the right side of the road?
Overruled.
The car was coming from the south side of Main Street.
You're on the north side?
I'm on the north side by Steam and Cup, so it had passed the SUV on the south side and then came into our purview at that point, coming on a northwest direction towards us.
So the red SUV passed another SUV?
That's correct. It had passed an SUV that had yet to come to our location. So I'm not exactly sure what unit that was in the parade, but as it passed that SUV, it came into my purview, and that's when I got sight of the vehicle.
So the SUV that the red SUV passed, the red SUV would have passed the other SUV on the driver's side.
That is correct.
Okay. If I can have a screen capture of this, I believe it would be 51E.
It is captured. We'll save it as 50.
Thank you so much, Rickles. Just gifted 10 Just to Hit memberships. Thank you so much, Rickles. I appreciate that. If you get one of those from Rickles, remember, he works hard for his money. So thank him. And remember, it's weird in here, but you'll get used to it.
I thought we decided that you were done with that.
Oh, yeah. How about this?
Much better.
Thank you, Rickles. Much love. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships.
Hey, I just thought of something. Now, when Stacy gets a gifted membership, she'll probably actually come to members only and hang out.
Oh, because members only on Just a Hip Show is a fun time. Oh,
it is.
We don't do the drama. We do the
stupid,
the fun stuff.
Yeah, just random stupid stuff.
Jay, you sounded like a cat in heat.
Yeah.
Faves. No caps, faves. No caps.
51B.
I'd authorize.
Rick Friend has bingo.
I'm sorry, was there an objection?
Yes.
The basis of the objection?
Relevancy.
It is relevant. 51B has been captured, and I believe you had a statement about it.
Yes, I'd ask that be moved into evidence.
It is received. 51B.
For the record, Your Honor.
Thank you.
It already has been. It does. It will be noted.
Sir, continuing to look at 51, you had stated that the direction of travel then was towards the middle of Main Street. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Could you see what it was going towards?
So at the time of when that vehicle was coming towards our group, myself in particular, I saw the driver of that SUV coming right towards me, and then start making a little bit of that, I guess, turning up instead of the northwest direction, turning more to the west. And at that time, my concern after looking at this vehicle was realizing that he was heading directly for our children. As the vehicle passed myself and getting to the end of our group, which again, Kelsey was furthest on the west, and right next to Kelsey would have been a family friend, Brittany Harris. And I saw the vehicle strike my daughter. My daughter flew approximately 15 feet towards the middle of the intersection of Clinton and Main. So at that point, a fatherly instinct kicked in, and my sole focus was at my daughter at that point. So I did not have any contact, visual contact with the vehicle after that point.
So you said Kelsey flew approximately 15 feet into Clinton Street?
In estimation.
Your objection is noted. What was the objection?
That was already answered.
That's not my recollection, so it's overruled. I believe she was seeking clarification or additional details.
Can that be clarified? I'm making the question.
No, go ahead and ask your question, Attorney Basie. Your objection's noted. It's overruled.
Is that a judicial determination, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Attorney Basie.
So what did you do upon seeing that?
So after seeing my daughter get hit as the vehicle was turning again.
Hey, Body Watcher's here. How are you, Body Watcher? Thank you for watching all of our bodies. I appreciate it. Hi, Mary. How are you? Thank you for the Body Watcher being here. And Debbie says, I'm not late. I was lurking. Yes, she was lurking. I've seen Debbie in here. Of course I have. Of course I have. And of course, there used to be this guy named Kelvin who was occasionally in our chat. I don't know the guy. Seems like a nice chap. I don't know him very well. Seems like a nice chap.
Into the parade route, noticing my daughter was hit by the front right side of the vehicle, and watching my daughter and where she ended up was my sole focus. I ran over to her to check on the condition she was in.
Yeah.
So you actually saw the red SUV's front right bumper strike your daughter?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's what caused her to be propelled into approximately 15 feet away?
That's correct.
What did you notice once you got to your daughter?
I noticed my daughter had a significant amount of blood on her face. She was conscious, but I would consider a look of, mind you, she's 3 years old, a look of just complete fear and misunderstanding, just not understanding what just occurred.
What did you do?
So I picked up my daughter and not knowing exactly the situation that we were.
This would be a witness where you would say, do you have any cross? And you would say, no cross, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I don't know if Daryl will do that. I can't remember on this one. I'm pretty sure he's going to have some questions. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. I can't remember on this one. Jay, Kelvin has a question for you. Yes, go ahead and please time him out. Please time out Kelvin.
I won't.
Too many. We don't do questions over here, Kelvin. We don't do it. I say. We don't do no question over here. I say.
Yeah, how does Don B get away with asking questions and like speaking his mind over there? I like, who is he to them?
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, Don B. Bad
Because
Don
he's
Bad
got to
Don B.
be somebody like that does something for them, or that they know personally in real life or something, because nobody else can get away with what he gets away with.
Kevin says, aren't you glad I didn't ask? Sarcasm says, Jay, stop saying that. SOS. Do you know the plaintiff in this action? That's Daryl Brooks' next question. Yeah, we're going to get there, Joe. Of course it is.
We're currently involved in, not knowing if there was another vehicle, just not really understanding the situation. I picked her up and I ran north on Clinton Street for about 10 yards. I stopped at that moment. I turned back towards Main Street to make eye contact with my wife and the rest of the group to ensure that the rest of the group was safe, and just to get a bearing of where we were after making eye contact with my wife and asking the question, is everyone else safe? I proceeded to run with Kelsey in my arms. We were parked at Waukesha State Bank, which I grew up in Waukesha, so thankfully I'm very familiar with the surroundings in this general area, and I knew how close I was to the hospital. I ran with Kelsey. My brother-in-law caught up with me and came with me as we drove up to Waukesha Memorial Hospital and brought Kelsey into the hospital.
What injuries did Kelsey receive as a result of being struck by the red SUV?
So Kelsey received a tear in her spleen in this location.
And for the record, I just want to show that you pointed to the left side.
Correct.
Of
back left side of Kelsey.
Okay.
She received a broken nose, significant road rash and cuts to her facial area, which one of them required some facial surgery.
Prior to the vehicle striking Kelsey, when you first saw the vehicle, did you hear it honking its horn?
It's my caption, or it's my comment, and I'll catch if I want to, catch if I want to, catch if I want to.
That's it?
I did not.
I thought you were going to do the next
You say
verse.
that the vehicle was coming right at you. Were you able to see inside the vehicle?
I was.
How many people were inside that vehicle?
I could only see one person in the vehicle.
Presumably the driver?
Yes, it was on the driver's side, front
I
driver's
did
side.
nothing.
Did you tell male or female?
Yes, it was a black male, and at the time, the eyes is what drew me in. Were completely wide open, and made eye contact with the individual driving the vehicle.
So you looked eye to eye with the person who hit your daughter?
I did.
Do you see him in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point him out by where he's seated and what he's wearing?
He's
And
seated.
I ask that Mr. Brooks take off his face mask. Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
He is seated at the table, located over here. He's got a gray suit on, a blue shirt, and a tie.
For the record, reflect that witness has identified the defendant, Daryl Brooks.
Objection, I do not consent to being called that name, nor do I know any individual by that name. Your Honor.
No, he doesn't know anybody.
Witness has identified the defendant as the driver of the SUV that struck his daughter.
May my objection be noted for the record as well, Your Honor.
It's noted.
From your observations, you didn't see anyone else in the car, correct?
I did not.
Did the defendant, was he flailing his arms? Do you recall where his hands were?
I do not recall any hand movement.
There is nothing wrong with you lacking Jay's singing voice. There's nothing wrong. It makes you perfectly normal. In fact, it makes you the most normal of all the normals. Perpetually puzzled puzzler loves the Just Jay hip singing voice. I'm sure
Oh, boy.
that's why I was lead singer of a band. Lead singer. Oh, yes, I was.
Your friends must have been even worse than you then.
Jay and the hand jobs. We were strong. We were powerful. And then we moved on to our new name. Good. But not Jesus. Just good. Not perfect. but close.
But you could get the job done.
We could get the job done. Thank you so much, perpetually puzzler. Thank you. Much love.
My main recollection is the face, specifically the eyes.
Do you appear to be in control of the car?
Yes.
Did the vehicle stop after hitting your daughter?
The vehicle did not stop after hitting my daughter, although, as I stated before, I do not have recollection of exactly where the vehicle went, other than getting back towards the center of Main Street.
As the car was coming towards your location, could you estimate the speed?
I have no way of estimating the exact speed, but I would say way too fast for the situation.
So you indicate that you were friends with Matt Harris and his family?
Relevancy.
Overruled. Overruled opposed to context and background.
Grounds for that.
Context and background. It's also relevant. Go ahead, you may answer.
That's correct. We are.
And you say that Brindley was standing near Kelsey when Kelsey got hit?
Objection. Relevancy.
Overruled.
Brindley was standing directly to Kelsey's left, so to her east.
And did you see Brindley after November 21st?
Yes, I've seen Brindley after November 21st.
Shortly after November 21st of last year?
Relevancy.
Overruled.
Yes.
Did she have any type of medical dressing on her at that time?
Objection. Relevancy.
Overruled.
Overruled.
Relevant.
Yes, she had a full cast on.
Her leg?
Yes, her leg.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any cross, Mr. Brooks?
Yes. You may claim that you locked eyes with the driver of the vehicle. Would that be fair to say?
That is correct.
And approximately how far was the vehicle from you when you supposedly locked eyes?
I would estimate it 20 feet.
Would it be fair to say that that's about as far as I am from you now? Or was the vehicle further than where I am now from you?
I would state that it was probably a little bit closer.
And what do you mean by a little bit closer?
Oh, like a little bit.
I would say perhaps halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way between where you're seated right now and where I'm seated right now.
What would be 3/4 of the way? Can you like point about where?
Again, I estimated about 20 feet. So
would it be fair to say that halfway between you and I would not be an accurate statement of 20 feet?
Objection.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Overruled. He may answer the question.
that's why I said it was about 3/4 of the way.
So about what spot would it be? By this black I guess I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a door. Excuse me, what is that?
It's an electrical box.
Would it be by this electrical box? Would it be this square directly next to the electrical box? I mean, what would you say would be 3/4 of the way?
So electrical box would be a good estimation of the distance. However, it was a little further to my left than where the electrical box was because it was coming at us at more.
So it would be a little further this way, coming back towards the table here.
Your Honor, I just ask that the defendants allow the witness to answer the question before he asks the next question.
And I agree. The record should also reflect that as the witness was answering the question, he.
Whew, just lucked out there, Ketchup. I thought today was my mom's birthday, but no, it's not until the 24th. Whew.
Oh, you would have been in trouble. My dad's is the 25th.
Oh, I thought I better research that. But no, I'm good. 24th. We're good.
You don't know by heart what day it is?
Well, we're all around the same time. Like I'm the 23rd. I think my older brother's like the, I don't know, 24th. I mean, different months, but we're
Right.
all like in the 20s, for the
Oh,
most.
okay.
So yeah, it's hard to remember because there's several of us all right in that same round of time. But no 24th. I got time. Oh, Fave's daughter's birthday's tomorrow. Oh, well, check in, Fave. We can give
Cool.
her a happy birthday song. Just a happy birthday song.
Sure, Faves would love that.
Yeah. Faves loves my happy birthday song. She calls me all the time and she's like, Jay, I love the happy birthday song. I love it. Dave, Ketchup, it is his clue to you to remind him on the 24th.
I know, recall. Don't worry, I already know.
Was motioning with his left arm in a direction outstretched kind of from front of his body to the left of his body, probably at a 45-degree angle to demonstrate that his observation of the vehicle was in that direction. You may ask the question again then so the witness can answer from there.
So you would estimate that it was in relation to where the electrical box is, probably approximately around like this general area right here?
I like that he's standing now.
To my direction, probably a little bit to the left of there.
Just so the record is clear, Mr. Brooks is standing up at his table. He's pointing what would be pretty much directly in front of him, but to my left of the electrical box. We have large squares of carpet. It would be a square and a half to the left, my left, Mr. Brooks' right.
For the record, I'm a third party runner. Like that stated, for the record, I'm identified by that name or just sent to me and call that name.
Your lack of consent is noted. Next question, please.
Yeah, just for the record, I don't think some of the jurors in the back can see the black electrical box. So I want to hear this stand.
Maybe we should just call him Moo Moo for the rest of the trial.
Thank you. So the record should reflect that the
Basie makes a huge mistake right now. All right, this is actually huge mistake. She leaves behind the table. She should have done that. Because if it's going to be fair on both sides, Daryl can't leave the front of the table. All right, because he's shackled. All right, and it's supposed to be full transparency. Basie walked around. Daryl Brooks can't. This is a little mistake by Basie, but we're going to let it go. I'm just pointing this out. Basie makes a mistake. Now, Opper makes one too as well, but, you know, it happens. It's just one of those things.
jurors are all standing to take a look at where the electrical box is and, of course, the squares of carpet next to that. I think you may be seated. Next question, sir.
And you would say from that general distance, you were able to clearly lock eyes with a vehicle that was passing you at a speed that you say was too fast?
As I stated before, the vehicle was not necessarily passing me, it was coming straight at me. And yes, I was able to lock eyes.
And do you recall if the vehicle had any tint?
I do not recall if the vehicle had any tinted windows. I assume, is that what you're referring to?
Yes, tint, yes.
I do not recall if the vehicle had any tinted windows.
Were you able to, you clearly were able to make the color of the vehicle, would that be fair to say?
That is correct.
And were you able to make out the make and model of the vehicle?
I was not.
And were you able to see if there were any occupants in the vehicle other than the driver?
I only saw one occupant in the vehicle.
Did you get a license plate of the vehicle?
A license plate?
I did not get a license plate for the vehicle.
Do you recall what the driver was wearing?
I do not recall what the driver was wearing.
So it'd be fair to say that all you looked at was the eyes then, and not the entire face.
I saw the face of the occupant, the driver of the vehicle. I did not see.
How do you look at
or
the eyes without the rest of the
or
face?
any other markings?
He was gazing deeply into his eyes, avoided the rest of his face. No, he probably didn't look at what clothing you were wearing. All right, dummy. He saw your face. He looked you in the eyes. And generally, I don't know, Ketchup, if you know this, but what normally happens around people's eyes, normally their face exists.
Usually.
Sometimes, not always. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just eyeballs only.
The witness answered your question. Next question.
But it's rare.
I'd like to get to it, Your Honor.
Idiot. And
Did you
whenever
observe
he
the
makes
vehicle
these
striking you
comments, he
while it was
thinks
coming
he's
towards you?
done something.
I did not.
After it had passed you?
Yes, I observed the vehicle striking my 3-year-old daughter, Kelsey.
After that point?
I did not.
You stated that when the vehicle was coming towards you, it turned away. It was turning away.
Yes, as the vehicle was coming directly towards our group, it did make a turn from a northwest direction to a westerly direction down Main Street.
Would it be fair to say that that direction that it turned was turning away from you?
Correct. It was turning towards the middle of the street.
But generally turning away from the area that you and your children were standing at that point in time.
Correct.
from your observation, why do you think the vehicle would have been turning away from you? Grounds. Grounds.
Sustained.
Grounds for sustained.
Calls for speculation.
It's speculation.
Were you injured in any way?
I was not physically injured.
I like how they all say I was not physically injured.
And would it be fair to say that you would describe the scene as pretty chaotic at that point?
Absolutely.
You made sure of that, Daryl.
Mr. Brooks, sorry to interrupt. How much longer do you have? The only reason I ask is there's some weather coming in, and I've had some alerts, and I want to make sure everyone gets to a safe location. There's a tornado warning, not for us just yet, but so I'll let you finish, but I may be interrupting if another alert comes in. Are they going on? All right, we're gonna take our lunch early then, and all rise for the jury. Sorry for the interruption, Mr. Brooks. You will.
All right, so now we got a tornado coming in. So now we go forward, we go forward, we go forward, we go forward, we go forward. Oh, we may come back into the courtroom. Let me see here. Like I said, this day goes a little quicker.
And it has been lifted, and it was lifted just a short time ago, and I
30
had the
minutes.
parties brought back into
Less
the
than 30.
courtroom. I know when we
left.
broke unexpectedly,
Six.
it was
Probably
during the
tomorrow, maybe.
cross-examination for, I believe, Mr. Knapp, and
we might start part of day 6 today. I think we just finished up with this witness today, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look and see here. We do nap, and then we end for the day because of the weather. So that's where we're at.
I don't want to question everyone about whether they have power or whether they don't have power. I just think given the gravity of this case and the weather system that went through, I want to make sure people are giving their full attention. And I would like to then break for the day and then resume tomorrow morning. So that's my plan, as is my practice, though I will give the parties an opportunity to indicate whether they think differently, but that's what I'd like to do from the state.
I understand, and I certainly respect the court's concern for the jurors and their property and their families.
It's not just the jurors. Let me just say, obviously there's a lot of folks that are here attending. Just what I was following in terms of the weather, it's pretty widespread. There were things that happened more south of here. There were things that happened north and west of here. There's people from all over, and I just think it would be wise to let everyone break for the day and then check on their things and make sure that there are things that they don't need to attend to or attend to, as the case may be. So go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Sure, no, and I understand that, Judge. I don't have an argument with that. I just, we obviously have a full slate of witnesses here to go this afternoon. Some have traveled from like the Cudahy area or, some distance.
Take a look at that.
Unavoidable, but
I want to finish out day 5.
My only other suggestion would be to maybe, take an extended break and let people make calls or even go home and check and come back at 3 o'clock or something. If that's a possibility, we could still.
I'll take a look start in a little bit. I want to finish up just the questioning here of day 5, and then we'll do a palate cleanser, and then we'll go to day 6, and we'll probably get through maybe 1 or 2 witnesses on day 6, or I don't know, maybe we won't even get out of the openings. We'll see how it goes. But what the hell, we're still moving along on this case. All right, we're still moving along. Let's see what Daryl has to say. I'm sure it's killer.
This matter may not be able to come back after an extended break there. I mean, there's no way to tell at this point. I do believe it would, on the air, just for cautionary reasons, would be wise to kind of break for the day and then reset. Tomorrow morning or whenever the court feels best. I may need to do some checking of my own with some close relatives of my own.
Yeah, I mean, there's a storm, and Daryl may have to check in with his own family, because of his daughters. He's got to make sure his girls are okay. Got to check in on the girls, make sure the girls are okay that he's never seen. But, Daryl's making very valid points, wants to make sure his home's okay. Well, he's got the tent. Oh, of course, Ketchup, he's got the tent there. Yeah, he's got to protect the tent. I mean, he just lost his house. The SUV, it's gone. Well, I want to make this very clear, Ketchup. Later on in time, he's going to be asking the judge, not on this stream, if his mom's going to be able to reclaim his house.
Seriously?
Ketchup, would I lie to you? He does that. Listen, as the trial goes on, Daryl gets worse and worse and worse because it's coming to the end. Every single day from here is going to get worse and worse and worse of Daryl Brooks because now things are coming to foreclosure. All right. And he's not going to like it. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. But he makes some good valid points here. I'm going to let this play. I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Okay, Ketchup? Can you hold down the fort?
Okay, I got it.
All right, here we go.
And so I want to put that on record as well.
Thank you. I presume, though, no objection from anyone to at least finishing up with Mr. Knapp. It appeared to me we were close to being done, including whether he's fine with that as well. And he's shaking his head, yes.
State really quick for the record, Your Honor. I'm still, I guess I would say, waiting to obtain a filing that I addressed before we went on record.
I don't know what that means, sir, but I need to bring the jurors out. I need to finish with the cross-examination portion of Mr. Knapp's testimony, and then in all likelihood we'll just break for the day. I'll make so I understand wanting to maybe come back at a little bit later, but I think it's just best to break for the day. I will entertain, though, over the next 2 days whether we go a little bit extended to make up for the loss of the afternoon. I'm well aware we have the interpreter here as well, and so I'll have to have the clerk's office communicate with her when we're not on the record as to when she can come back and when we can get that witness back or here.
He's here and ready to go, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, just for the record, just real quick, there is a jury instruction as a preliminary instruction for use with interpreters. I wasn't sure if the court was aware of that.
I am aware of
Okay,
that.
thank you.
I'll have to get that ready. Probably needs a little bit of tweaking, so thank you. I'm aware of it. Give me the number though, so I don't have to search for it.
60.
60. Okay, thank you.
Thing. You just said 60, sir.
All right, jury instruction 60, and I'll work on that when we're done this afternoon. So, all right, let's bring the jurors out, and then we'll, Mr. Knapp, you can take the witness stand and be there when they come back in.
Jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks, my previous record on that issue stands. I will not further be addressing it without a proper motion for reconsideration that complies with the statutes.
I just wanted to state that for the record.
So moved. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. When we unexpectedly broke prior to the lunch hour, Mr. Knapp was on the witness stand and he was being cross-examined. Sir, you may continue.
I'd like to apologize to the court. I'm not sure where I left off at.
Go ahead and just start back in.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I took any notes that would get me back to where I was before the break. Do you recall making or being interviewed by law enforcement in the days following the incident?
I was.
Do you recall what date that was?
I believe it would have been the 23rd. My daughter was released from the hospital after a stay overnight, which would have been the 22nd, and I believe it was the 23rd. I could be mistaken on that.
Do you recall if that was just to make arrangements for the interview at that time?
The recollection I have was actually being questioned about the incident.
You don't recall making arrangements to be interviewed and then approximately 4 or 5 days after that actually being interviewed?
Again, I don't recall the exact date. In my mind, it was the day after we got home from the hospital. And yes, arrangements were made to meet with the detective.
Do you recall being interviewed on November 29th of 2021?
Again, I don't recall the exact date.
Hi, Cynthia.
You made reference to Clinton Street being a cross street that was close by. Would that be fair to say?
That is correct.
Do you recall if Clinton Street had any barricades?
I do not recall.
Did you go down Clinton Street at that moment?
Yes, I did, as stated.
Did you recall any law enforcement being present at the Clinton Street side crossing, I guess?
Yes, there was a law enforcement officer on the south side of the street, and as I mentioned before, he helped save a lot of lives by pushing our children back.
Appreciate the extra commentary.
Appreciate the extra commentary.
Do you recall describing the driver as an African American male with long hair and facial hair?
I remember describing the driver of the vehicle that I made eye contact with as a black male with facial hair. I don't necessarily recall stating long hair.
I have the summary right here of the interview that you gave with law enforcement on November the 29th of 2021. And reading from that summary.
Right, I'm going to object. Again, for the same reason I objected before. This is in a statement or a supplement by Detective Jeff Adent, A-D-E-N-T, from the Washington County Sheriff's Department, in which he met up with this witness. This witness provided information to the detective.
I understand. I don't need the full explanation. I'll just sustain the objection as to the form of the question. I know you didn't fully get it out, but I think I know where you were going, so please rephrase.
With the reference to the statement that I referred to about the long hair, if I was able to show you, would it bring any recollection of what you may have said during that interview?
No, if I stated it at that time, then that was my recollection at that time. 11 months later, my recollection of the statement is that I made eye contact.
I'm not referring to that statement. I'm referring to the statement that reads David, or yes, or wait, let me back up.
Way to try this.
Were there some confusion with your name in this report?
Not that I'm aware of.
It looks like the officer that was taking the report got a little confused on the name.
Mr. Rose, you're providing a narrative, so that's not a question. He doesn't have the report in front of him, so please make sure you ask the question.
Do you recall reading from the summary, describing the driver as an African-American male with long hair?
As stated, as I said today, I remember describing the driver as a black male with facial hair and very white eyes. If I stated that at the time, that was my recollection at the time. As I sit here today, I cannot state that I recall having seen long hair.
Would it be fair to say that what I'm reading from is accurate statements made by you to the law enforcement officer?
Objection. For the same reason I mentioned.
There's a lack of foundation as to the question, so I'll sustain it, and if you are able to rephrase, please.
Can I show the witness his statements? Maybe that may bring some recollection back of what was said in the interview.
I'll allow it. If you would give the statement to the bailiff, who can then give it to the state. I don't know if you have it electronically, if we want to use the document camera.
I have it in front of me.
All right. Is it connected to the?
It needs to be given to the witness. Again, I'm going to object. If he's using it to refresh recollection, that's fine. But this witness says it does not refresh his recollection. I'm objecting to any questions.
I understand.
Okay.
I object to that because.
Hold on. Let's show you. Ask that to be shown to the witness. It will be shown to the witness. Is there a particular paragraph you want to direct his attention to, Mr. Brooks?
The paragraph that I referred to when he stated that the driver was an African-American male with long hair.
All right. So, sir, just take a moment to review that. When you're done reviewing it, turn it over, and then Mr. Brooks will ask you some follow-up questions.
For the record, I don't consent to being called that name. For the record. Third party to the matter.
I'd like to be referred to as the alleged defendant. Such an idiot.
Go ahead and ask your question to see if it helps refresh his recollection.
From reading that summary of the interview that you gave with law enforcement, do you recall stating that the driver was an African-American male with long hair?
I recall stating what I stated before, that it was a black male with facial hair and white eyes. I don't recall stating long hair, but that
would it be fair to say that the summary that is in front of you states that that's what you said?
It would be hearsay.
I'm stating directly what it says on the paperwork.
It's still hearsay, Mr. Brooks. So
It's not going to get this witness that way.
sustained.
This witness is like very type A.
This is hearsay. The reason is because he's reading what an officer wrote that he said. That's hearsay, dummy. All right. He doesn't get this because he's like, those are his words. No, those.
Oh, so he didn't write the statement himself? The cop wrote it for him? Oh, okay.
The cop was writing down the statement. Therefore, these are not his words. These are the words as described by the police officer. That's called hearsay. All right.
Yeah, or the police officer's narrative or whatever. Yeah.
And don't worry, at some point in time in this trial, we're gonna hit up double hearsay.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, yes, we do. We get double hearsay.
Before or after the box fort?
I can't remember, but I know we get double. She actually corrects him. He's like, well, that'd be hearsay. She goes, actually, that would be double hearsay.
This guy, I swear.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
It's fair to say that that's what
That's hearsay. So,
it's hearsay when it's right there for him to read.
Mr. Brooks, I direct your attention to the hearsay statute, all right, for a definition in 908.01, and the rule in 908.02.
So it's not a fair.
Sustained. Next question.
For the 10th time that she told you to read it.
Do you recall if the driver had hair? Any hair whatsoever?
I recall seeing facial hair.
Any hair on her head?
I don't recall at the moment, as we said today, picturing exactly that if I saw hair or if I didn't.
Any reason why you wouldn't be able to see the driver's head?
My eyes were locked on a vehicle that was driving at a high rate of speed with the person driving the vehicle's eyes extremely wide. And then at that moment, my full attention went to my children where that vehicle was driving at a very high rate of speed.
So it would be fair to say that because you keep making reference to the eyes. So would it be fair to say then that because you were so fixated on the eyes that it would be hard to tell any other features of the driver?
I'm stating what I saw: white eyes, black male, facial hair.
Would it being so fixated on the eyes, would that in any way make it
It's
hard
not
for you to see any
asphyxiating,
other
okay?
facial description?
That means
I'm not sure
you
the
can't
definition-
breathe,
the definition of
idiot.
hard. I'm stating what I saw.
It's like smothering.
Do you recall if there was anything on the driver's head, a hat or anything of that nature?
I don't recall.
You stated that it was an African-American male. You recall a skin complexion?
I do.
Was it a dark skin complexion?
It was.
Fair to say that I'm not that dark.
Who you identified today does not have a dark complexion?
I guess it depends upon the definition of dark.
What is your definition of dark? Because in all fairness, you said dark skin. So what would be your definition of dark skin?
Dark skin as present on my interaction with black males in the past.
So every black male that you've had an
How about-
interaction with was dark skinned?
Anybody
Again,
that's not Caucasian. You could just say that.
I think he gets to that. Daryl, stop. So clearly, the only black people you've ever seen aren't not black.
Oh, boy.
The case he's making is, well, he's just doing his thing.
What your definition of dark is?
I'm asking your definition because you said dark skin.
Yeah, I don't object to this line of questioning.
Object- on
The
what
point
grounds?
has been made. This witness identified the defendant, Daryl Brooks, as a person driving the car. I think he's asked the question about dark skin. I think that this has been asked and answered.
Objection.
I'm going to sustain the objection as to the form of the question. I believe the way it's asked is argumentative. You may rephrase if you so choose.
May my objection be noted that I do not identify by that name, nor do I know anybody by that name. I don't consent to being called that name.
Oh, my God. He doesn't even know anybody with that name.
Have you ever had any other interactions with any black males that were not considered dark-skinned by your definition?
Dark-skinned? Hold on.
I don't understand your question.
Have you had?
You don't know anyone who's been dark-skinned? What? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whether you're white or black or red or yellow, doesn't matter to me. But I can tell you one thing: if you are dark-skinned, well,
Does that mean you have 2 layers of skin? Like,
he's dark-skinned.
like you can. You have one of 2 skins? Like you can switch back and forth?
Might be one of 2 skins. But yes, apparently this guy thinks Daryl Brooks is dark-skinned.
How dare you, sir?
Had any previous interactions with African Americans that were not dark-skinned? Browns.
Overruled it. Regards to his identification, he may answer.
As stated before, my interactions with black males before, there are different levels of complexion and
there you go.
color tones, darker versus lighter. And I have interacted with black males before that have been both lighter and darker skin tones, yes.
Would it be fair to say that you didn't give that clarification when asked before?
Go.
I don't understand your question.
Would it be fair to say that you did not give that clarification when asked the same question before?
Asked. Go
What clarification are you referring to?
You strictly said the skin tone.
Fair.
You came to the conclusion that
didn't
it was
ask.
dark skin based on your interactions with African American males before.
Don't
How-
bring strictly into
The
this.
level of his skinnedness the first time he asked the question.
Don't bring Strictly into this. Strictly donates a lot of money to the flea bags. All right, so don't be asking him any questions about Strictly. For goodness sakes, leave
I
Strictly
think,
alone.
isn't Strictly a lady? I
I
always
think
thought
so.
Strictly was a lady.
I think so. This is terrible.
I'm just guessing, but
The way they treat Strictly in this one. This is a tough one. He tell.
pretty rude. Pretty rude.
Would it be fair to say that that's what you testified to?
That I can identify the skin tone color is what I stated, and the person that was driving the vehicle had a darker skin tone.
This poor guy.
Dale's making some interesting points here. He's writing it down for his appeal. This does
May I have that paper back there? Yes, I have a question.
he wants his paper
Specific
back.
part of it.
Send him my paper.
One page, get this report and hand it back to the defendant.
From your recollection of the interview with law enforcement, do you recall stating that you don't vividly recall any acceleration?
I do recall stating that.
And just for clarification for the record, you did not see the vehicle strike anyone once it was past your location.
When it passed me, I saw the vehicle strike my daughter.
The location where you were at, you made reference to being near that intersection corner, I think it was. So once it was past that location is what I'm referring to.
Right. So after the vehicle struck my daughter and then past that location, I ran to my daughter as stated, and I did not see, other than the vehicle swerve back towards Main Street, the vehicle strike another human being.
Did not see it, just for clarification, because that was a lot of commentary. For clarification for the record, you did not see it strike anyone else once it was past that location where you and your family were.
That is correct.
No further questions.
And redirect. All right, thank you. Sir, you may step back.
Thank you for sparing us prosecution.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have made a determination that today we are going to break early, just given all of the weather issues that happened earlier today, frankly, including the need on my part to check on my house and other things. I just felt it best, just given all of that and the disruption, that we would break for the day.
Probably
I do want
sick
you,
of Daryl.
as you go back home today, to look at your schedules for the next 2 days, because I may keep us a little bit later to make up for some of the lost time, at least tomorrow. So just let the civilian jury bailiffs know tomorrow when you come in. I do want to read to you the instructions that I've been providing to you regarding not starting your deliberations and the extra research, etc. So do not begin your deliberations and discussion of the case until all the evidence is presented, and I have instructed you on the law. Do not jurors remain impartial throughout the trial. If any juror has reason to believe that another juror has violated these rules, you should report that to me. If jurors do not comply with these rules, it could result in a new trial involving additional time and significant expense to the parties and the taxpayers. You are to decide the case solely on the evidence offered and received at trial. With that, you are excused for the day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Michael?
Well, good work, Daryl. You did another very successful job today. We got through day 5. I will go ahead and press on to day 6
tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm going to check with the jurors, and if anything changes, we'll let the parties know. But otherwise, plan on being here at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Will there be an interpreter? I won't know. We'll do that off the record. I don't know if Dawn Maldonado stayed or not, but if not, we'll contact her and we'll be in touch with you very quickly so that we can tell you if that witness needs to come back tomorrow or another day. Because it might not be her. They could turn to one of our other interpreters. All right. Thank you, everyone. We are in recess.
Well, there you go. There you go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Joe Brooks did a great job there. Great job. I really enjoyed it.
Jay, did you leave the stream?
I didn't leave the stream. I'm right here.
Uh-oh. I think Jay left the stream.
I didn't
Maybe we're not doing day 5.
I did not.
After all.
I did not leave the stream. Just your hips right here. This is a ketchup problem. But I do have this, though. Let me see.
Well, what the heck? Okay. Dang it, StreamYard.
This is a ketchup problem. Can I? Oh, wait. Hang on. I can make this bigger. All right. We're going to share that. A little palette cleanser. And then we'll go ahead and go with, well, you should have bided your time, Ketchup, because I'm going to share this little video, and then you're going to get kicked out again when I start day 6. So
okay, well, if I do, then I'll wait until you start back up before I pop in, because I have it on the TV.
Well, let's play this little video. This is Taz. I think this is Taz, another day in the life of the Hound Puppy Mafia, and a surprise.
It's Chloe, Boss Chloe.
What?
Her name is Boss Chloe.
Oh, yeah, Boss Chloe, who loves Just Your Hip, Here we go.
What in the world? Yeah, you feeling better? I've been a sick hound puppy for the last few days. All right, where's that little troublemaker at? There she is.
There she is.
Little boss Chloe. Letty. Don't snatch Diddy around. Letty, Chloe pup. You gonna come with Sissy? Hell no. Let that hussy go. Her's been sick. Her's been a pain in my hiney. Then again, Letty probably feels the same way about Chloe. Don't you, girl? Quit being a nosy Rosie. Come on. Got her daily routine. Every outing's the same old thing. Lord, we're supposed to be getting snow and rain tomorrow, and it sure looks like it may happen.
Jay,
it's all
are you
nice
there?
And comfy right now.
Jay might be filling up his sippy cup right now, Taz. We might have to watch
midnight
straight through. Is that okay?
Well,
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, Taz said fast forward to the last 30 seconds, Pearhead.
You and Sissy got to do y'all's
Okay, hang on.
stint for the list of the channels we support. At Megan Fox Rider, at What the Hells, at Shizzy Wiznut, and at Yamaha Biker 1937, and many more.
Hang on.
Now, for the important thing, see, this here is a notice to Mr. Just J Hip. See, you need to cease and desist singing or face a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by the Hound Puppy Mafia. Daddy Pup.
What the hell?
Oh, Jay.
What the hell was that? Boss Chloe sucks.
Chucky said you got served. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Boss Chloe sucks. Just saying. What the hell is in the clouds laughing about? I share your wonderful video. All right, now what? You're laughing at me? I'm never sharing your shit again. No, I'm not. I warned you, Pearhead. I'm unsubbing in the clouds and Taz. I'm unsubbing to them all. I'm leaving them all. Oh yeah. I'm gonna promote a bunch of other channels. Oh yes, I am. Bunch of bastards. They treat me. That was good, Tess. That was good, Tess.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, honestly.
Oh, man. That Boss Chloe, that bitch. No. Just saying. Let's see if I ever show another Taz video over on Just J Hip Show. Probably not. Playback speed. All right, well, we're going to just peek into day 6. We're going to peek into day 6 here for about a half hour, and then we're going to call it quits for today. But let's see how day 6 treats us. Probably good.
And the one thing I noted was that there was a date and time for the appearance that was not included. And so I just wanted to address that on the record, since, of course, this is a multi-day, multi-week trial. Typically, individuals, whether it be the state or a defendant, would put the first day of trial on the subpoena unless there was some other information to suggest a different date. Obviously, we've already started, but I can ask the state if they, given kind of how things have been proceeding thus far, I know originally you had thought it would take 5 to 7 days for you to present your case in chief. Are we still like on target for that from when we started the taking of testimony?
Yes, from when we started the taking of testimony, yes. Right now, we are projected to wrap up our case Thursday afternoon or Friday morning. So that would be within that 5 to 7 day range, Your Honor.
All right. Certainly would be reasonable if you picked a date, either Thursday or Friday, if they show up, which presumably they would, right? If we're able to get all of these, not me, but if the state's able to assist, given what they've said earlier and getting the subpoenas out, then even if we weren't quite to that point, I can certainly bring people in and let them know when to come back. And that's pretty typical.
So, Your Honor, just on clear, so I put so that would be roughly the 13th to 14th.
Today's the 10th, so Thursday would be the 13th and Friday would be the 14th.
I'll try not to.
And then I didn't look very close to the names and whether you had addresses, but you should put in their last known address or other information as to where these people can be served if you know.
I was going to mention that too. That's kind of problematic because a lot of them, their addresses are not stated in the paperwork. So I don't
Are all of these individuals referenced in the paperwork that you've reviewed?
Yes, they are.
Right. Presumably then, Attorney Opper, you'd be able to look at that and perhaps assist with that information.
Gotta get some ice, Ketchup.
To the best of my knowledge, everyone's address is somewhere in the paperwork, but yes, I'm sure we will be able to find addresses.
The other omission I noted, and not necessarily your fault, is these were stamped by our clerk of court, which is standard. I will direct my clerk with your approval to put today's date for the date that these are all signed by the clerk of court's office. Okay, is that a yes? I thought I saw you shake your head. Yes, I just want to confirm for the record. Okay.
I mean, it's just a lot of this, that I expressed last week that I wasn't really sure how to get done. So whatever assistance is greatly appreciated.
All right, so Madam Clerk is directed to put in the date at the top left. And then what I'll do is I'll keep a copy for the court's records, and then I'll give you a copy, and then we'll give the originals to the state so they can look over them and then tell us if there's any issue with trying to get them served. But I need to get that to them this morning with your approval so they can let us know if there are any issues. Do you agree to that, sir?
Yeah, I just got to put the dates in again, correct?
Yes, yes. It would be fine if you did Friday morning. I mean, even if the state got done a little bit early on Thursday afternoon or something, and we, in theory, had time to call a witness, I'm happy to just go to the next morning so that it's clear.
What should I put for the time?
8:30. And then just let me know when you're done so I can address a couple of other issues.
All right, he's writing stuff down.
Advise the jury, but I would give the parties an opportunity if they had any arguments on that to address that this morning. So since the state offered it and there is that violation, I'll turn to the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I do offer my apologies to the court and to Mr. Brooks because the previous occasions where we had watched that video, we did not catch that. I think the record will speak for itself, but there was a lot going on in that video. As you had mentioned previously, the officer's radio was talking. You can hear the dispatcher, you can hear other officers, and you can hear some people talking in the distance as well. So we did mistakenly include that. However, that being said, Your Honor, I think it's a clear reference to the other acts.
Hang on. I got the wrong thing here pulled up. Hang on, sit tight.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different streams and they run off different days. So day 6 on one stream is not the same on Law and Crime. I pulled up the wrong one. Here we go.
I like to refer to the defendants by their name, frankly, out of respect for them, to not continually use defendant over and over again. Not that that would be improper, it's just a practice. So I'm going to still keep referring to you as Mr. Brooks. I know you as Mr. Brooks. Again, you've filed all sorts of inmate communication forms with that name, and you've never given me another name for which to call you. So I just want you to know that's not a disrespectful thing. It's out of respect for these proceedings.
This one, folks, I'm not ending you with a good one. All right. But we're going to get through the Dancing Granny. Now, Dancing Granny, oh, she's a tough granny. I'll tell you that much right now. This is one of my favorite witnesses because this is one tough granny. All right. She shows her strength in front of Daryl Brooks, and it is worth it. All right.
Requested specifically a certified copy of the docket sheet and was not provided with what I specifically asked for, then
Sir,
how?
I can't address that any further. So
I
again,
would like
you need
that
to take
stated.
that up with the clerk of court, and you can communicate directly with her office.
Can
I'm
I
not
just-
going to do it through this court proceeding.
I would like that stated for the record that I did not receive what I specifically asked for, and I'm sure that the ICF is on record. I can get.
Mr. Brooks, for the record, we're on the record. And so
Okay.
everything that we're saying is on the record. So it's noted. Bring the jury out, please.
Also, I have one more thing I wanted to state for the record.
Go ahead.
For the
Which was
record.
also submitted via inmate communication form. So that should be on the record, and it should be filed. I know it should have been received by now. It was addressed to Miss Monica Paz, and it was in, it was asking for.
When you hear ICF, inmate communication form, you'll hear this a lot coming up. So just to correct everyone, just so everyone knows, ICF, inmate communication form.
By the way, I sent you the info about the restitution stuff. You were correct.
Oh, was I?
It's a percentage, yeah.
Yeah, I
of
think
their
it's
inmate account.
75% or 50%. It's one of the two. I can't.
Well, I guess the inmate has to give them permission to garnish their account, and I think they come up with a percentage based on their case.
Yes. So it is a percentage base. They do get some sort of commissary. That's what I remember.
The complaint that was filed, it was 3 different complaints, and they're found in the docket sheet. One from 11/23 of 2021, one from 11/29 of 2021, which would be the amended complaint, and then one from January 12 of 2022, which would be the second amended complaint. I specifically asked for copies of those to be provided, as they were not in any discovery.
Mr. Brooks, I am not going to answer for Clerk of Court Paz. She is the custodian of the record. All right. So you're going to have to communicate directly with her. If you're looking for just copies, I'm happy to print those off for you. I've already provided some of those things to you. I hear you saying you want certified copies. That would not be provided by me. Are you looking for certified copies or just copies?
Certified copies.
All right, then that will have to be addressed by Clerk of Court Paz.
So how would I do that? Because
I can't, sir. I've already told you you need to make the request to her. That's how I have to leave it, sir. I'm not the custodian of the record. So
I addressed it that way, Your Honor. I addressed it the way I was told to address it.
My understanding is it went to her. So with that, let's have the jury brought up. Your position's noted.
All right.
Your Honor, can we address the subject matter jurisdiction before the jury comes out? The jury comes out.
Oh, boy.
And is that a judicial determination that you're making, not to address the subject matter jurisdiction, which has yet to be proven at this point? It has not been
Mr. Brooks,
verified.
please, the jury's coming out. I know what you're doing, but I've already addressed that.
So is that a judicial determination that you're making?
My decision on the
We
record.
did that
stands.
yesterday too, or on the day before. I mean,
verified proof of subject matter jurisdiction whatsoever, and that by refusing to answer, that is a tacit agreement by you, Your Honor. Would you understand what that means? I know you do.
Mr. Brooks, I have not entered into any such agreement, and because the jury is out and you are claiming that there's some issue, I'm going to take this up later, but I will entertain a request from the state for a curative jury instruction. All right, thank you, everyone. You may be seated, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. We are proceeding with this trial, and the state may call its next witness.
And Your Honor, before the state calls the next witness, I just want to let the record reflect that I did put Exhibit 54 on the witness stand. It will be introduced through the next witness, who is Laura Thiem.
All right, thank you.
Laura is a badass. I love me some Laura.
Good morning, Ms. Thiem. If you would please make your way to my witness stand, which is all the way up by me. It is up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Thank you. Please be seated. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for.
Now I'm going to finish when this lady is done with her entire examination. I don't know how long it takes, but we're going to go through it. This is one tough cookie. All right. I can't tell you how much I respect this woman. Enjoy what she's going to give you. Enjoy it. She's wonderful.
For the record and spell each.
Laura, Laura, Thiem, Thein.
Thank you. And sorry, I put an M on that previously. All right, go ahead, your witness.
Good morning, Mrs. Thiem. How are you today?
Very good.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to direct your attention to November 21st, 2021. Were you at the City of Waukesha Christmas Parade on that day?
Yes.
Were you there as a spectator?
No, I was in the parade. I was in one of the units.
Okay. And which group were you with?
The Milwaukee Dancing Grannies.
How long were you with the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies?
How long?
Yes.
8 years.
Okay. And how would you describe, first of all, how many people at that time were in the Dancing Grannies approximately?
There were 9 of us in the parade.
Could you describe, were you guys friends, close? Did you see each other often?
We were like sisters. We were a sisterhood.
Did you meet regularly for practices?
Every week.
Okay. Without fail, pretty much?
And we had some social outings. And then we've seen each other again every weekend for a parade.
So would it be fair to say that the 9 people that were at the parade on November 21st, you knew pretty well?
Very well.
Is it normal for the dancing grannies to be part of parades?
Oh, yes, we do lots of parades. We do about 21 of them in summer and about 5 to 6 in winter.
Did you talked about practices? Did you have certain numbers that you did for example, for the Christmas parade this past year in November?
Yes, we do Christmas routines and Christmas for the holidays, and then we do different type of routines for summer.
In November, would you have a pretty standard formation that you would keep to do each of your routines during the parade?
Yes.
Did you have uniforms?
Yes, we did.
Can you describe them for the jury?
Objection. Vote.
You may answer.
They were long skirts with white fur. They were blue with white fur on the bottom, blue jackets with white fur for cuffs and around the neck, and a white fur hat.
Did you have, I'm assuming if you were dancing to music, that you had something that played the music?
Yes, we have a music vehicle.
Where would that music vehicle be in relationship to the group who was performing?
Right behind the group.
Oh, hold on, there's been an objection. It's noted, it's overruled, her answer may stand. Just in the future, if there is an objection, wait until I've ruled on it and then answer if I say overruled, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Overruled.
Relevant.
Grounds for the relevancy.
Keep going.
Thank you. So did you also have people walking with the performers in the parade to give support?
Yes, we have volunteers. We have 2 volunteers that carry the banner and a volunteer that will give us ice chips in case we get.
Do you recall who were the 2 volunteers who were carrying the banner that day?
Yes, there was our usual banner carrier, a young girl, Allie, and then at the last minute, the gal didn't show up because we have 2 for the banner. She didn't show up. So Ginny, at the last minute, decided to be the other banner carrier.
Now, when you say Ginny, are you referring to Virginia Sorensen?
Yes.
And you knew where's Ginny?
Yes.
Okay. And you said there's also another support person who carried ice chips.
Yes.
Do you know who that was last year?
Objection. Relevance.
Overruled. You may answer.
Grounds for the overrule.
I should.
You can answer.
Okay. Yes, Bill, one of our dancing granny's husbands.
He's such
Is
a
that
dick.
Wilhelm Haspel? Is that his full name?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, interrupt the grandma. This is going to go well, dummy. And quite frankly, look at how calm she is on the stand. She does this throughout, even cross-examination. This is one tough thing. Kelvin, why do you keep saying JJJ? J.
She's doing it for her friends, clearly.
What do you want, Kelvin? Why do you keep saying JJJJ? I don't know what you want out of me. But no, this woman is impressive to me. Yeah.
She's doing it for her friends.
One of the most impressive I've ever seen. This lady speaks to my heart and reminds me of, I don't know, even my own grandmother.
Yeah.
Because of how she was. And yeah, I mean, the way she is, it doesn't matter how disrespectful Daryl is. It doesn't matter. This woman steals the show.
That's true, JD. He doesn't even respect his own mom.
That's right.
Now I have before you a document that's marked States Exhibit 54.
Okay.
Do you see that in front of you?
Tomorrow.
Yes, that's pretty much our group.
Okay. So it consists of 9 different, it looks, why don't you describe for the jury exactly what's in front of you?
Objection.
Overruled.
Grounds.
You may answer.
Okay, we have 9 people that were in the parade. And when there are an uneven number, there is somebody who is in the slot.
Okay.
And it was my turn to be in the slot.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So on the top of the sheet, and I have a copy in front of me. So if we're going from the top down, we have the names. It says banner, and then on the left-hand side, as I'm looking at that, it's Ginny Sorensen and Allie. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I'm going to actually ask that this be published also for the jury and admitted into evidence.
Objection. We have yet to see what's being talked about, being shown.
Does Mr.
What?
One more thing, though, I want to mention before I let things play off a little bit. I believe Redbeard comes in tomorrow, or well, we're on day 6, day 7 is Redbeard, I believe, and also in day 6 here that we're on at the very end, Daryl Brooks is going to cross-examine the priest. Huh?
What?
Oh yes, he's going to cross-examine the priest. How you think that's going to go when he cross-examines the priest? Thank you, James. Member for 1 month. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, he's going to try and prove the priest to be a liar. That'll go good. Ketchup, he does this.
This guy, I mean, I've never seen any. I've seen a lot of crazy trials, but wow.
Just wait till he cross-examines the priest. Oh yeah. Good times. Good times.
Have a copy?
I believe it's up in front of him now.
All right, I'll give you a minute to look at it.
Not consent to being called that name, nor do I agree to being called that name.
Yeah,
To reflect that
Oh boy.
Exhibit 54 is being displayed on the monitors at the present time to the parties, to the court, and to the witness. There's been an offer or request by the state that the court receive the exhibit based upon the testimony of this witness. Exhibit 54 is received permission to publish as granted. Noted.
Wasn't worth
I'm not going
time.
to be specifically addressing.
No one cares, Daryl.
I respectfully request legal reconsideration of your ruling.
Mr. Brooks, now is not the time for that. The objection has been overruled. I expect that you will honor that, and we will
He's
continue.
on one today.
I do honor it, Your Honor. For the record, I respectfully reject that ruling and take exception to that ruling.
Keep going.
Thank you. So in the upper left-hand corner, the name Ginny Sorensen. In the middle, it says banner and then Allie. Ginny was Virginia Sorensen. She was carrying the banner with Allie, correct?
Yes.
And they would be in the front as the group is going down the parade route?
Yes.
And the 9 people who are listed in the boxes following or behind the banner, does that accurately reflect the lineup that you had on November 21st of last year?
Yes.
Overruled. Her answer may stand.
Your Honor, I'm now going to show the witness exhibit 53, just the witness only.
Go ahead.
And let me know when you see it up on your screen.
It's done.
Okay. I'm going to show you a couple seconds of it. I'm just going to ask you if this accurately depicts your group on November 21st of last year. So I'm going to play a couple seconds. It's starting at 00, and let's play it for 5 seconds.
This is my group coming up.
Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. It does help the channel. Like, subscribe, share if you could. If you enjoy the content, thank you so much.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for, to make sure the record's clear.
Okay.
I would ask the court to admit this exhibit 53 into evidence and publish it for the jury.
Objection.
Overruled. Exhibit 53 is received permission to publish as granted.
Grounds for the overrule.
Ma'am, I'm going to play it straight through.
What
and
is
then we'll
with
go back
him
and go
doing
through it,
that all of a sudden?
Pause it occasionally for you to identify everyone, okay?
Grounds for the overrule, Your Honor.
But like, where did he learn that all of a
Determination
sudden?
that you don't have to give me the grounds for the overrule, as I objected on the record.
She doesn't have to give you the grounds.
No.
Overruled it. All right. Occasionally, out of politeness, she can give the grounds. She doesn't have to. She's making a judicial decision, girl.
Yeah,
Right?
normally the attorneys give a reason for their objection.
Right? You yelled grounds, and the judge is like, I made a decision. That is the grounds.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
it.
go. Suck it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a little dummy over here, but yeah, we'll let him continue. He's going to do this throughout this entire questioning.
Stop interrupting. I've made my ruling. Let's keep going. Go ahead.
As for a written judicial finding of facts and conclusion of law, or is that a tactic agreement, Your Honor?
Another
tactic agreement. 1 minute and 27 seconds left.
He learned some new stuff last night, or he was hanging out with one of his stupid jailhouse lawyer buddies.
Yeah. Not very often, Mama Bear Leah. Not very often.
Bam, that was the routine at the beginning of the parade, it looks like.
Yes.
Correct? And will you be able to identify each of the people if I go through the exhibit and kind of pause it occasionally for you to tell us who they are and a little bit about them?
Objection, hearsay.
Thank you.
Overruled.
Grounds for the overrule.
Not hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
Go ahead. Okay, so I'd ask that we begin playing it without sound at 00.
You big dummy.
If we can pause it. Again, can you circle Virginia Sorensen on the screen? The screen in front of you is touch.
Okay. This is Ginny.
Can you tell us a little bit about Ginny?
Ginny was our glue. She held the group together. She
Ginny
was in the
Torrance
group
died.
the longest. And I think she was in the group for close to 20 years. So she was in there for a long time. She was close to everybody. Like I say, we were like sisters. And she, if you had a problem, she would always ask you about it, talk to you about it. Ginny was always there.
If we can continue on, it stopped, I'm sorry, at 1 second. If we can continue on from 1 second. If we can pause it.
Okay, and now that's Lee and Sharon.
Okay, so who is on, as we're looking at this video, who's on the right side?
The right side would be Sharon. Lee is on the left. She was right behind Ginny.
And I'm just going to direct you to exhibit 54.
I'm
That's
sorry.
in front of you.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood. When you say the left side of the street was where Lee Owen was, or the left side of the pictures you're looking at your screen?
Lee was on the left, right behind Ginny.
Miss Bean, it's okay.
Now, keep in mind, Virginia Sorensen was not supposed to be in this parade. All right, she's the director, but somebody didn't show up to carry the banner for whatever reason, so she decided to carry the banner, and she ended up passing away due to her carrying the banner. Now, I want to redirect you to how strong this witness is for holding. I can't imagine holding it together like this person did. I can't imagine it, but
she's doing it for Ginny and the other ladies.
That's why I'm saying this woman's amazing.
There's been an objection. It's overruled, but I would caution the state about leading the witness. Okay. Go ahead. You may answer.
Okay, so right behind Ginny was Lee Owen?
Yes.
Is her full name Leanna Owen?
Lee was very close to Ginny.
Just gonna freaking object to everything
for the group.
Yeah.
And she taught a lot for the new people that were coming in. She was more or less the leader to teach them the routines. And I rode with Ginny to not Ginny, but Lee. I rode with her to every practice. We rode together. So we were quite close too.
And next to Lee, you stated according to exhibit 54, that would be Sharon Millard?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to focus on the people that were injured during the parade, okay? So next, if we can continue on, we stopped.
Before you move on, can you tell me where that was paused?
11 seconds.
Thank you.
If you continue on from 11 seconds. And pause. The state has paused at 21 seconds.
Okay.
There's a woman who seems to be between in back of Lee and Sharon. Do you recognize that person?
That would be Betty.
And do you know Betty's last name?
Betty String.
Okay. And do you know her very well?
She was fairly new. She was only in the group for a couple years. And so, but we knew each other quite well.
Would she go out on the events with you and you do social events?
Absolutely.
And I think I said it, I stopped at 21 seconds. If we can continue on.
Hi, Sweet Fly.
Hey, Sweet Fly. Hope you're feeling better.
Yes.
The state has paused at 28 seconds. Behind Betty, there are two women who are in the forefront of the video that stopped. The person that would be dancing on the left-hand side of the street as you're walking down the street, do you know who that is?
That would be Kathy Schmeling. This was her first parade.
Can you circle her where she's standing on the screen?
Okay, if I go the way she's going, on the right side or left?
Circle who you think is Kathy Schmeling.
Okay. Kathy would be on the right. She would be right there.
Okay. And you said the other person was who?
Lola.
Okay. Can you circle Lola?
Hospital. She is the wife of Bill that was hit.
Okay.
Noted.
Bill
It's
Hospital.
overruled. Her answer may stand. Next question.
And you stated that Wilhelm or Bill was a supporter.
I believe Bill Hospital was also killed in this parade. I believe that's the wife of Bill Hospital. I don't want to say that with 100% accuracy. I believe Bill also passed away in this parade. I'd have to go look it up. Like I said, it's been a break for me since I've watched this, but I believe Bill Hospital is one of the people that did pass away. There we go.
Person that was marching the parade that day?
Yes.
What did you know about Lola?
Lola was the mother figure. She was, I think, the oldest in the grannies. And she was rather on the quiet side, but she was just friendly with everyone.
Was she in the grannies when you joined 8 years?
Oh, yeah, she was in quite a long time, similar to Ginny.
So continuing on from 28 seconds, I'd ask that we continue playing. If we can pause. The state paused at 34 seconds. Can you identify the person who is behind Lola and Kathy in the video?
Yeah, she would be in the middle. That is.
An objection. It's overruled.
Grounds.
She may answer.
That's Tamara. Rosentier. It's hard to pronounce her name, but Rosentier.
Oh my God, I just want to punch him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
can you circle her on the screen?
Okay.
Shut up, Daryl.
Okay. And what can you tell us about Ms. Rosentreater?
She was, I would say, about 5 years into the group, 4 to 5 years. And fun person, very friendly.
Yeah.
All of us are very friendly.
Okay, you seem like you might be. Okay, if we can clear the screen and continue from 34 seconds.
I'm surprised he didn't object on very
And if we can
friendly.
pause the screen here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, the next 2 people are behind Ms. Rosentreater.
Tamara, yeah.
And can you identify those people?
Yes. This is Tamara Duran.
So you had 2 Tamaras on your team?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And 2 Kathys, too. but-
Okay.
And this is Kathy.
Is that Zartek?
Zartek. Or something like that.
Hold on. There has been an objection.
Okay.
I'll sustain the objection on leading grounds. Her answer may stand, but I would again caution the state to.
And I would just note for the record, Exhibit 54 is in front of this witness, and it does have the first and last names, and she's already said that it accurately reflects the people who were marching with the Dancing Grannies on November 21st of last year.
That was not the question. It was leading.
Understood.
Well, Robert, I understand the trial might be ruining an otherwise fun time in chat. Continue to have a fun time in chat. However, I'm covering what I want to cover today. Okay? I'm not going to do what the hells and all that crap. And not what the hells. I'm talking about the anti what the hell stuff every single day. I have other stuff I want to cover. All right? But I'm sorry if the trial's ruining your good time, but it's a trial I want to cover. And I have my reasons. Also, Ketchup's here. She's never seen it. And she was there. So I think it's a good time, interesting time for Ketchup to be able to see something that she didn't watch because she couldn't at the time. All right. So I don't want to ruin your fun time, but I'm also sharing what is something that was important to me as well.
For purposes of identification, though, I'm going to instruct her to turn the Exhibit 54 over to make sure that her testimony today is from her recollection and not from reading from the form. So if you could turn that over, please. The paper document that you have. There you go. Thank you. Go ahead.
Now you circled, can you circle Tamara Durand again, Tamara?
Okay, this is Tamara Duran.
Okay.
This would be Kathy Z.
Direct your attention to Miss Durand. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
I'm sorry.
Directing your attention to Miss Durand, can you tell us a little bit about her?
She was new, and this, again, was her first parade. She was so excited about being a granny because she had worked for months and months to learn all the routines. And when she knew she would be in that Christmas parade, she was so excited. She just couldn't wait. So she was looking forward to doing all the parades. That was the first and last parade she ever did.
Yeah.
I think clear the screen and continue on with the video from 42 seconds.
Daryl would be a good idea is when you cross-examine her, you should probably treat her like shit.
Yeah, that'd probably be good for your case.
That'd go over well. Maybe cross-examine a priest.
Last but not least,
That
hopefully
would
you
be
get this
me.
one. Okay, that's
Unreal.
you.
That's me.
Okay, if you can circle you on the diagram, I think there's only one person.
I'm serious.
And you said you've been with the Dancing Grannies for 8 years, correct?
Yes.
Okay, if we can clear this, and I stopped it at 1 minute and 9 seconds. If we can continue forward.
And he always thinks he's doing something.
I know. He thinks he's winning.
Yeah, I know.
That's the music.
Kind of like Lynette.
Who drove that vehicle on that day? Who drove the vehicle on that day?
My husband.
Okay. And you see a figure entering into these screenshots.
It's like
Do you know who that
Fleabag
is?
trusting in Liv.
This would be Bill.
You know?
Right.
And that's Bill Wilhelm. Do you know the last name?
It's been reprised.
Hospital.
Okay.
That would be Bill Hospital.
And do you recall him wearing a hat that day, as shown in the picture?
Objection leading the witness.
Overruled.
Grounds.
Relevance. You may answer.
Okay. Bill was just walking up behind Tamara Duran and going to be offering her some
I'm not
ice.
sure you heard the question. If the state could re-ask it.
Certainly. Was, in looking at the picture, was Mr. Hassel wearing a hat that day?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. And during pretty much the entire route of the parade, was he usually in back of you or in front of your position?
He's on the side of us.
Okay. And usually on the side that he's on right now?
You're welcome, Stacy Smith.
Sometimes he would be on the other. It just depended how many people we had to give ice on any particular parade.
And was it cold that day? Do you remember?
Yes, it was pretty cold.
Okay. I did stop the video at 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I'm done with this exhibit.
You're welcome, Stacy. Thank you for joining us.
At some point during the parade, did you hear, strike that, were you always, with the formation that you testified about, were you always the last dancer in the formation?
No.
On November 21st, 2021, were you the last dancer in the formation throughout that parade route?
For this parade, I was. We took, if there's an even number, nobody is in the slot. But if there's an odd number, there was no partner. So we just would take turns. Each different person at each different parade would be in the slot.
So at some point, did you hear something unusual behind you during the parade?
No, because the music vehicle was right behind me.
Did you at any time turn around and see something unusual?
Yeah, as we were going and I was dancing, when I would turn, I seen a streak of red coming on my right side.
How fast was that streak of red going?
It was going pretty fast.
Hold on. The objection's noted. It's overruled. Her answer may stand.
Grounds for overrule.
Relevance.
So your answer stands, which you said it was going pretty fast?
Yes, it just like whizzed past me. It wasn't just going slow.
As it was going past you, who was in the area prior to it going past you on, and I'm assuming you lifted your right arm, was that on your right side as you were marching down Main Street?
Yes.
Who was in that area prior to that red streak coming through?
Kitty corner for me, that would be Bill and Tamara Duran.
Did you get the opportunity to see what that red streak was?
Yeah, and shortly, and a few seconds later, the red vehicle was right in front of me, going down the center of, to me, just pointing to the center of the parade route.
So right in front of you?
Yes.
How close did that red streak come to you?
I would say a few feet. He had to go around the car, the music vehicle, and then the right on the right side, and that's when Bill and Tamara were hit.
So when you were in front, or I'm sorry, in the back of the parade lineup, how far were you directly in front of the music car?
Several feet.
And the red vehicle that you've identified, it went to the right of the
It came
music?
from the right side, yes.
And you stated it hit Bill and Tamara, correct?
They were the first one, because they were just kitty corner from me, several feet.
Then where did it go?
I believe Bill and Tamara both passed away. All right. Most of his damage came across the dancing grannies. I believe 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Of the fatalities were of the dancing grannies. All right. Now, Daryl, I think, is going to make an attempt later on in his trial to be like, well, they were pretty old.
No way.
Yeah, like, wow. They're pretty old. So, I'm telling you, Ketchup, we're dealing with the worst of the worst in the world, okay?
You ain't lying.
This isn't a class act here, okay? He makes the worst arguments a person could ever make.
Then I noticed, I didn't see them get hit because it all happened so quick that I was still dancing. And all of a sudden I seen the red car in front of me. And I screamed either in my head or out loud. I don't know which. But I said, what is he doing? Where's he going? And I just screamed it because it was so unusual. And I knew if he was going down the center of the parade route, he was going to be hurting a lot of people. And he wasn't going slow. He was going at a good clip.
Did, from the time that you saw the red vehicle on your right, striking Bill and Tamara, did you see it slow down at all?
Did I what?
See the vehicle slow down?
No, it just hit them. And as he was coming in, he started then going toward the middle where he hit 2 more people and then veered to the left and killed 2 more.
You said it was a red vehicle. Did you get a general description of the vehicle? What type of car? Was it a car, a sedan, a pickup truck?
No, it was like a SUV or something. It wasn't just a car. It was a van or, something on that order, SUV.
So as the vehicle went through, did it stop after it struck? I think you said it struck the people in the front. Who were the people that you just testified to that died?
Objection.
Overruled.
Grounds.
He came from the right. Hit two. Oops.
Sorry.
Who's not muted?
How sweet is that?
It came from the right.
Yeah.
Hit two people and then veered toward the middle. That's when I really seen him. And then hit two more people, veered to the left and hit two more.
And the last two people that were struck, do you know who those people were?
Yes, I believe they were Ginny and Lee.
And you testified that both of those people died as a result of being struck?
They were killed instantly.
Hmm.
And because the car came from the back, oops.
That's okay. There's not a question. Wait till the question is asked.
Okay.
After the car struck.
This is what sucks. Dara Brooks is going to question her on how does she know they were killed instantly. Are you a physician?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he does that. No, but this lady here, she's wonderful. She is not taking shit from Joe Brooks. And look at her. She's sitting there with a smile on her face. Because why? She knows she's going to put Durr Brooks behind bars for the rest of his life. All right? To be taking it and taking it and taking it. That's what she knows. All right? And she is there to be a strong witness, a powerful witness, probably one of the greatest witnesses in this entire case. And no, I love this lady. She's beyond wonderful. But no, Joe Brooks, he's going to have to sully the moment. I promise you that. He's an asshole.
He's a bag of shit.
Struck Ginny, and she would have been in the front of the parade, still carrying the banner. Is that correct?
Yes. She was on the far left, right in front of Ginny.
After that occurred, did you see the vehicle stop?
No.
Vehicle kept going?
Yes.
Did you see the path of travel it took after it struck Ginny?
Well, after it struck Ginny, it was sort of on the left side of the street, and it just kept barreling through.
I'm going to bring up Exhibit 54 again. Go ahead. And I'd ask that be published to the jury. It's previously been admitted as evidence. Go ahead.
Objection. What's the relevancy of the video?
Exhibit 54, the court's already admitted it. It is shown to the jury. Go ahead.
Ma'am, can you, when the car went through, can you approximate where Bill was on this chart? You can put an X where you think he was.
Bill was about here.
I thought the sheet wasn't being shown. You specifically made a ruling for the sheet to be turned over.
That was during her testimony. She's now being asked to annotate the exhibit. So it's proper. Your objection's noted. It's overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can you show the jury using this chart, and maybe just using a line, the path that the red vehicle took?
It struck there, hit Tamara, Betty, Lee, and then Ginny.
Thank you. If we can take a screenshot of that, and it would be State's Exhibit 54A, I believe. And you said after it struck your group, it continued going in the left hand?
Yes.
Do you know what group was in front of you?
What was in?
I'm sorry, do you know what parade group was in front of the Dancing Grannies? And if you don't remember, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
That's fine.
For the record, the court did capture the annotation and marked it as 54A.
After the vehicle went by, what did you do?
After when I noticed that vehicle in front of me, and then it went toward the left and continued going down, it all happened in a matter of seconds. And after the car kept going, I looked on the road, and all I seen were bodies. I thought I was in a war because there were just so many. And I just went into shock, and I just grabbed my jacket like this and went to each body to see who it was and if I could help.
Okay, you said that you grabbed your jacket. You held both sides of your jacket up to your neck area. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes, I think I needed.
The objection's noted. It's overruled.
Oh, sweet.
The answer in the description provided for the record by Attorney Basie, I would note, was accurate. You may continue.
Grounds for the overrule.
Already noted. Go.
How sweet. She covers up her mouth like, oh, me, I spoke out of turn. Man, I tell you, you want to bring a sweet grandma up on the stand who is this powerful You don't see her crying. You don't see her weeping. No. She's here for a purpose, and that's to make sure that this jackass goes to prison for the rest of his life. She's here for a purpose, but she's also so sweet and so nice. I mean,
Yeah, she really is.
she
You can
really,
just tell.
I just want to hug her.
Me too.
So you said that you were in shock.
I just went into shock seeing the bodies. I needed to hold on to something, I think. So I just grabbed this and just went from body to body. And then the people were running into the road with blankets, and anybody that was in the medical group quick came and were helping the people that were laying in the road to see if they could help.
The people that you saw laying in the road, were all of those people from your group?
Yes.
Overruled, not hearsay. Just a reminder once again.
I'm going to answer this question real quick, JD. Killed 6, hurt more than 60, and changed so many lives. He was charged with hurting more than 60. All right? It was a total of 72 charges. However, the prosecution only took into account people that had somewhat serious injuries. There were many other injuries from people trying to flee that might have fallen, tripped, been trampled over. There were many people that they could have added to the case, but they knew what they had and they wanted to simplify things a little bit. All right, so they made decisions on who they were actually going to charge their works with. There could have been literally 1,000 charges brought against him, but they knew what they had. They didn't need to embellish, and that's the deal. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I'll be back to the show.
Let me rule on the objection before you answer. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
She's not used to having to go to court.
Who you went up to and
She's
what you
such a
observed
sweetheart.
after you said
She
you started going
is,
to
and
each of the
she's
bodies
not
to check
like
and see if you could
over
help?
dramatic or anything. She's
Like I
just
say, the people from the sidewalk,
telling it like it is.
they just ran into the road to help.
Spectators?
Spectators from the sidewalk, yes. They were wonderful to try to help, bringing blankets to cover the people, to keep them warm.
Mhm.
Then there was someone from I think it was the tavern, the bar right there, and someone came out and had us, kind of corralled us, me, Sharon, and Kathy, into the tavern to give us some warm coffee or something to drink. But I couldn't stay in there. I had to be out there, and I had to know what was going on and how badly anybody was hurt.
So when you came out, who did you go up to?
I went back. I was on the road again and just looking who was being helped and who was not quite being helped yet and how badly they were hurt. I could not even find Tamara and Lee
Okay. And when you say Tamara Durand or Tamara Rosentreater?
Durand.
Okay. So you couldn't find Tamara or Lee Owen?
Sorry. Did you hear her ask, was that Lee Owen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the two of them. I couldn't find. The rest of the people were accounted for, but I didn't know where they were. So when they were hit, they went flying on the sidewalk.
So
And that's why I didn't see them on the road.
you said yourself, Kathy Zdarsbeck, Kathy Schmaling, the three of you went into the bar initially. Is that correct?
When they came out, they told us, come on in here and get warm and have something warm to drink. And
Were you injured as a result did you get struck by the red vehicle?
no,
Did you see injuries, or do you know if Kathy Schmaling or Kathy Zdarsbeck got hit by the red vehicle?
I don't believe so, because Sharon, Kathy, and I were, Kathy Z, were kind of walking in the road trying to see if everyone was being helped.
How about you said Sharon was also looking to see if people were being helped. Did you
Yes.
observe any injuries on Sharon?
No. We were the three more or less and the fourth one was Kathy Schmeling, and she immediately went on the sidewalk, and I think it was a sister or someone was on the sidewalk watching the parade. She quick ran up to Kathy and took Kathy right home.
Kathy's sister, Kathy Schmaling's sister took Kathy Schmaling home?
Yes, because she was crying, standing there on the sidewalk, and she was kind of uncontrollable.
So let's go, who were the first people that you saw as
Sharon, I seen her.
I'm sorry, the injured people.
Oh.
Who did you see of the injured people? Approximately where were they and what did you observe?
Okay, I went straight ahead and it was mainly Tamara.
Rosentreater?
Yes. And then it was Betty String.
Were they both on the ground?
Yes, they were laying in the road.
Did you see, were they able to move?
Pardon?
Were they able to move?
Not much, because the people were telling them to lay still, because I believe Betty had 2 skull fractures, and they didn't want her to move her head or anything. But yet she was awake and she could talk. So
how about Tamara Rosentreater?
Now she had several broken bones, ribs, arm, and wrist.
I'll answer this question here. If they tried to charge for all hurts fleeing, they'd have to charge others who hurt others, and then they get into a lot of stuff like who pushed who and actually physically hurt the other in the chaos. The chaos was caused by Daryl Brooks. There is no doubt there. Okay? Daryl Brooks created the panic. They wouldn't actually have to prove that, recall. However, once again, they have enough. They don't want to muddy their case, but they wouldn't actually have to prove who pushed who or who fell over or who got injured running away. He caused the chaos. He created the terror. All right, so no, that actually would have been quite easy to show, but that would have made this a 38-day trial if we were going to go through every single victim. All right, because then you'd be talking about 1,000 people. That is why they were very limited in their scope, because they wanted to focus on the major injuries. Okay, this is my understanding. I don't know for sure. All right, but this is my understanding from comments and things I heard from Judge Duro and the prosecution, including Attorney Hopper. There.
Leg. So she had a lot of broken bones, but she too could talk and communicate.
How about Lola Haskell?
Lola immediately ran to her husband. He was laying kind of on the sidewalk, because when he was hit, he just went toward the sidewalk. And now he was hurt. He wasn't killed instantly. And she had a blanket for him, and she stayed with him until the ambulance came and took him to the hospital.
Did Bill recover from the injuries sustained by that vehicle?
No, he didn't. He died during surgery.
Did you note any injuries or find out any injuries to Lola Haskell?
No.
And Lee, when you said you could not find, did you find Lee at all that evening?
Yes. Later, the police had me identify her. They had her picture on their phone, and because I asked where Lee was, and they showed me this Lee, and it was her. She was thrown on the sidewalk. That's why I didn't see her in the road.
Do you know what side of the sidewalk she was, or what side of the road she was thrown on?
She was on the left.
As you're marching down Main Street, she was on the left side?
Yes, she was right behind Ginny.
And the picture that they...
Go ahead. What was that, Ketchup?
You said that's awful.
Oh, yeah. It is.
That she had to identify her friend.
But look at how strong she is, though.
Yeah.
Do you see her breaking down on stand now? She knows she has a job to do. And that's what I appreciate about her. She has a job to do.
They showed you of Lee. Was she alive when they took that picture?
No, she was killed instantly.
And Ginny, did you see Ginny that night?
Ginny was killed instantly also. She was right there on the road.
Again, on the left-hand side?
Yes.
And did you go by Bill Hospital?
Bill was on the right side. He kind of was thrown on the sidewalk.
Did you go by him at all? Or?
Yes.
Objection.
I talked to him.
There's been an objection.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
It's overruled, and her answer that she gave me.
Seriously, how sweet of a person. Where she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize there was an objection.
She just never, probably not used to going to court. She's probably never even been to court before.
No. I mean, she literally walked in there as a soldier. And remember, the prosecution handpicked who they were going to actually examine. All right. Now, some of the people that they could have They said, this is too emotional. Or they're gonna not be the best.
They usually interview everybody ahead of time, and
Yes.
then, you know, when there's this many victims in the same case, then they have to select the
And
most
then Darren
important
Brooks
ones.
said, here's 12 people they didn't choose. These must be damning. I'm going to go after them. Good choice, jackass. And that does not go well. His defense is the worst thing you'll ever see in the world, but it's sometimes fun and sometimes fun. We'll get to see Nicholas Kirby brought up by Daryl Brooks as first witness. Nicholas Kirby. That's a good one. Yeah. Bring up a hostile witness as your first witness. This will be a good one. No. But this lady is so delightful. I can't get enough of her. She's so wonderful. We're going to continue this on, what's our next day? Friday? Is Friday what we do? Yeah. Friday. Yeah, Friday. We're going to continue this. We're in day 6. We'll definitely finish day 6 on Friday. I promise you that. And then by Sunday, we'll be ready to start day 7. And trust me, folks, this is going to start to get very spicy. Very spicy, I tell you. But he's doing good. He's doing, well, this thing. He's doing good. Thank you all for being here. I do want to say this to the 117 of you fine folks who had hung out with Just J Hip, just watching a little Daryl Brooks, a little rehash, as we call it, a little rehash. It's a catch-up with Ketchup. We're catching up with Ketchup with Daryl Brooks. That's good fun. Tomorrow morning, what do we do on Mondays, Ketchup?
We do Monday Responde thingy.
Yes, we do Monday Responde thingy. Because I don't know what they're going to do, but it'll probably be a Monday Responde thingy. And if it ain't fun, we'll go watch Ray Boner Crusher talk about food. That's always a good time. What he's getting for dinner, what he might like to eat tomorrow, what he might like to eat on Thursdays. Oh, yeah. Always a
How
good
he packs up in Ziploc baggies, and
we might even watch Lips. Give us marital advice with Doritos. Oh man, does that not sound like a fun time? Oh,
no.
We hang out and watch that, and everyone's gonna sit around and be like, Doritos, do you think I should shut off my husband's internet? Or for you gentlemen out there, you'd be like, should I shut off my wife's internet? And then the other half of you could be like, do you think I should call the 911 because my internet was shut off? All right, just very serious.
Last night, Fleabag was talking about them like their couple goals or whatever, and I'm like, are you kidding me? They're currently have an open divorce case. It's like their 4th one.
They're in a divorce case giving us relationship advice.
Yeah. And Fleabag's like, you know, she might as well have said hashtag couples goals. You know, like, get the hell out of here.
It's so adorable. But I tell you this much. Lips, I never thought I would say this. You've officially bored me. I was bored out of my mind in that show. I was doing the Lord's work, just watching. That's how bad your show was. And even Doritos was tired of your show, and he was in it. I was like, can I go watch Ray Boner Crusher now? I'm really tired of this one.
I know. I never thought I'd ever hear you say that about her either.
I know. She's usually so exciting and so, well,
She's normally your favorite character.
yeah, so full of stupid. Now I'm like emailing Bruce. I'm like, can you put lips back in the jar? This one's not working for me anymore. like Bruce, can you do me a solid over here? I mean, can we just put lips back in the jar? This is hurting my head. I can't do this anymore.
Like on a soap opera when they send a character on an extended vacation.
But don't forget, go over, check out Lips, give her a like and a subscriber. Well, or just never go over there at all and let just your hip take it all in. All the stupid, all the terrible, all the horribleness that was. That left me with probably nightmares for the rest of my day. Probably a lot of nightmares. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. We're going to continue our Durworks coverage, of course, on Friday. And don't forget, tomorrow is Monday, Responde Thingy. And then Tuesday is, what do we have on Tuesday, Ketchup?
Tuesday's members only.
Wait, talk about the greatest members only stream that could ever happen on YouTube for less than a quarter a week?
That's the one.
Wait, but Ketchup, have you ever realized on some months, Tuesdays come 5 times in a month? So that means they're getting their members only stream for less than 20 cents.
Hold on, I'll give you the exact amount.
Holy crap. I need to raise my prices. Yep. $599. $599, people.
19.8 cents.
I'm going to raise my prices to $599 a month for members only. And then I'm going to just put in streams that I already shared with everybody. You know,
old public streams.
all the public streams where I made fun of Megan Fox. I'll do that. Yeah. Suck it, Megan Fox.
You're such an ass.
No, it's funny. I'll say this before I leave. Because a lot of people might not get it. But Megan Fox actually, she calls me an idiot and a moron.
Big dummy.
Under the stream all the time. So no, this is kind of our deal where I'm like, this terrible Megan Fox, she sucks so bad. I hate Megan Fox. Because we like to make our own drama because Bag does real drama. We like to do pretend drama. It's what we do. It's a good time. Hey, JD, gifted 10 just to hit memberships. Thank you, JD.
Aww, sweet.
Do you want a harmonica or do you want a J-Bell? If you get one of those memberships from JD, remember to thank JD. They work hard for their money, and we're just some clown losers over here that like to pick on Megan Fox, and then, well, we get in trouble. Only me got a membership.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I said,
he should come around more often. He hasn't been here in a while.
Yeah, I got a bunch of screenshots showing that he was in our chat a lot, Ketchup, and I've never seen it because on our big shows, on Wednesday and Saturday, I don't see a whole lot because there's 500-600 people in here. I just don't see a whole lot. So, well, I'm glad he got a membership and maybe he can pay it forward for God's sakes. If he can give the flea bags $56,000, he can definitely donate $56,000 just to hit memberships for God's sakes. For God's sakes, I'm doing the Lord's work over here, and you're screwing me.
I don't think YouTube will let him. You don't have that many people yet.
Well, just give me $56,000. I'm trying to put kids in sheds.
He kind of did, though. Remember, he said if you could get the money from Fleabag, you could have it.
I'm trying to put tots and cots over here.
Right? Doing the Lord's work. one kid at a time.
Oh, thank you, JD. Thank you so much.
Hey, Rosilla.
I'll even give you a little.
Yes, Robert. Only me stole your membership.
Well, Robert, if you can come up with that quarter a week, you might get it back. I don't know. I can't help you there. I love you all, folks. I will see you tomorrow at 8 for Monday, Responday Thingy. That's the best name of a stream, Ketchup.
I know.
My name is Monday Thingy.
Stingy is one of my favorite words.
You're all wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your gifts, all your donations, all your likes, all your subscribes, all your hugs and kisses. Thank you so much. And as we say over here, Ketchup, what do we say?
All the best.
I used to say that too. All the best.
To BJ.